Eric last night, and the Joe Madden years, well, they've been the best in Cubs history, haven't they?
Well, I wasn't around in 45. I wasn't around turn of the last century.
Years. He had the best years, but it's coming to an end.
He has been terrific. I'm afraid they're going to blow him out.
Since the 2015 season, he's had 2 third-place finishes in the division, and they won it all in 2016, but last year didn't get out of the wild card game. This year not going to the playoffs.
Last year at the end of the year, they fell apart just like they did this year.
How great was the Joe Madden years in Chicago?
No, the Joe Madden years will go down as greatness. There is no doubt.
Because they won. But didn't you think you'd get more out of this than that?
No. Well, I did, for sure. I absolutely did. That would be a lie if I said anything different.
And you think it'd last longer than this for Joe Madden?
I thought this team would win 2 or 3 championships.
I did too.
I really did. It had the makings of
over about 10
everything.
years.
The disappointment is really these last 2 years where they seem to still be rolling. Last year, they imploded at the end when they had chances to put it away. Same thing happened this year. They had everything under control. They were leading the division. The Cardinals got hot, and they went the other way. It was like they folded under the pressure. Now, in all honesty, they took what I thought was a perfect move, and it ended up being a bad gamble on Craig Kimbrell. That's a $43 million possible mistake. They lost Rizzo for a number of games down this stretch when they need him. They lost Baez, who could arguably their best player, the starting shortstop in the National League. They lost him for the end here where they've imploded. They also lost Wilson Contreras twice during the season where they might have put games into the bank. And so injuries played a big role. But the way these last 2 years have gone down and the price that Joe Madden gets paid makes me wonder. I've had 3 calls or texts today from people in the business that know the game asking me if I think they should blow this team up.
Blow it up? Are you serious?
And I say, are you crazy? Look at all the injuries. You know, if you look at it, Addison Russell has been sort of a bust. I thought he was one of the reasons why they would win
Schwarber's
2 or 3 championships.
But
Schwarber is, and I would have said this beginning of the year, he's a bust. He's hit enough home runs in RBI and actually gotten a little bit better defensively in the outfield.
You live with a 230 hitter with that much
if you can hit that many home runs.
I think so too.
No, if you ask me,
260.
if I'm Theo, I'm looking to every American League team I can to get a good pitcher out of that.
Oh yeah, I'd start with Oakland and Tampa.
But if I can't get pitching or some nice asset for Schwarber, I keep him another year. Mm-hmm. I don't blow up the team, but I'm afraid, and I'm not 100% certain, but I'm really afraid that they will absolutely blow Joe Madden out of the water. Those are our top and not top stories of the day. I'll let you know this portion of the show brought to you by Family Leisure, so we've moved the Family Leisure studios all day long right here to the Spirit Shoppe. And you know where this is. Family Leisure, though, is still at I-40 and Whitten Road. That's where you need to go to get spas. You come here for spirits, you go to Family Leisure for spas. And you go to Family Leisure.
It's a natural linkage.
Go today. And I can tell you exactly why you go today, because I don't know how long the spa sale is going to continue. I know it's through the end of the month, but it is the best spa sale of the year. Some of these spas, $8,000 spa, down to $4,499. Big swim spas, they're just on a special price right now. Best spa prices of the year. That's what they tell me, and I believe them. Please head on over to I-40 and Whitten Road and see our friends at Family Leisure. We do have a busy show coming your way. As you mentioned, Chris Raby will join us at 3:30. Jeff Crane, the Deputy Athletic Director of the U of M, will be here to talk about Memphis Madness, which is a week from tomorrow, and of course the Navy game. He'll come at 4. There's a really interesting deal that Billy Briggs from La Massante Antiques, he's got these gold pennies that are really cool. He's going to come and tell us about a promotion he's doing to help Memphis basketball. Then TJ Reeves will join us at 5 o'clock, and then it'll be crunch time.
And we got to give away a lot of stuff too.
We do, and Kevin Watts, I should point out,
about
also
450.
from the Wheeler's Raid Distillery that has this cocktail in a can, 34 degrees north. He will be with us about 4:15 as well. So we're really, really very, very busy here. Hope you'll come and join us and register. You got to register to win the gifts like tickets to Navy with a parking pass or the butcher shop and everything else that we've got going. Busy day here, but a fun day at the Spirit Shoppe at Poplar and St. Nick. Don't go anywhere. This is Sports Time with Wolo and Stats.
The Peter Edmiston Experience with C.J. Hurt. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10. Only on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Eli Savoy here for my friends over at the Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Here to let you know it's time to tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the new 2019 arrivals from Callaway. Introducing the new Callaway Jaws MD5 wedges and the new Callaway Apex irons. The new Jaws MD5 wedges with groove-in-groove technology is the most aggressive groove in golf. And the Apex,
yes, much
Pro
better.
is the ultimate
I want to see
iron
something.
with unmatched feel.
Test, yeah, that's it, right here. All right, I'm switching.
And control. Let us help you get custom fit for free today.
Just I turned that off.
Exciting new 2019 Callaway arrivals you'll find now at the Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Visit Edwin Watts Golf Shop and check out the new Callaway Jaws MD5 wedges and the new Callaway Apex irons. The Edwin Watts Golf Shop on the corner of Poplar and Perkins Extended. We'll see you there. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, serving golfers since 1968.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. School's back in. Are the kids going to be running out of hot water every morning? Or worse, are you going to be out of hot water by the time they leave? It may be time for a tankless water heater from Conway Services that never runs out of hot water. At Conway Services, we're making now the perfect time to replace that old energy-guzzling tanked water heater with a new tankless water heater with 24 months to pay, interest-free. Or I'll give you $250 for that old tanked water heater. These energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. And you know with Conway Services, you'll be receiving our award-winning service every time. And no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. See why I say now's the perfect time? Call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. That's 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater, we'll come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Sundays and Mondays are special at the Butcher Shop, celebrating over 35 years of serving the Mid-South by giving a big thank you to you, their loyal customers. You can come in, relax, watch your favorite games, and enjoy hand-cut steaks along with a premium bar. Sunday and Monday nights from 5 until 8:30, you can get select entrees for $25. That includes a salad, baked potato, and bread, and you don't have to pick one, you get all three. Some of those entrees are 10-ounce New York strip steak, slow-roasted prime rib, Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, marinated grilled chicken breast, grilled boneless pork chops, and crab stuffed shrimp. Plus, all appetizers and desserts are 20% off. Don't forget, Hamburger Friday every Friday from 11 to 2. It's the best. The Butcher Shop, always a Memphis tradition. Call 901-757-4244, 901-757-4244 for more information, or just stop in at 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova.
Hewlett & Dunn, nestled on Old Town Square in Collierville, has 4,000 square feet of the largest boot selection in 200 miles. International boot legends Luke Casey, Double H, Red Wing, Ariat, Justin, and Tony Lama. Hewlett & Dunn has rubber hunting boots by Dry Shod, and recently has expanded the selection of safety work boots. Filson Hunting Gear, biggest selection in 3 states, and now carrying Duckhead. Western wear, hunting attire, jeans, belts, hats, and more at 111 North Center Street, Collierville on Old Town Square. You need to stop by Hewlett & Dunn? You bet your boots.
At CDW, we get when there's something going around the office. It's smart to work away from the office. Gesundheit. That's why you should have CDW orchestrate a mobility solution using the Lenovo ThinkPad 480 with Intel 8th generation core processor. It'll keep you productive everywhere, even out of the office. Does anyone have hand sanitizer? IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Lenovo client.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now, back to Sports Time with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here once again are Dave Wolochen and Brett Norsworthy.
Hi. Welcome back. Nice to have you aboard. We're at Spirit Shoppe. That's Poplar in St. Nick, 4848 Poplar. Please come by, say hi. Register tickets for Navy. $50 gift certificate to the butcher shop. We got really an interesting tasting. I don't know how else I could say it. This is a cocktail in a can. Barrel Thief and Sneaky Pucker.
Be careful.
I know.
Be careful.
It's a good thing I'm a trained
family show
professional.
You are.
Or we could have big trouble. No, really, we've got this tasting going on.
You really want to enunciate Sneaky Pucker.
Yeah. No, I'm
very careful, especially late in the day.
I've got that. Especially if you've been sampling it.
Yes.
You could really get it. How did Harry do this without ever cussing? How did Harry Carey do all those games?
Well, he one time did a game in his grips. I mean, in his boxers. It was hot in St. Louis. They got down to the skids.
I mean, they're out in sometimes doing in the outfield in his Cubs days. And I mean,
and his White Sox days.
He is
Beck
drinking.
Wanted him to. Beck,
I know.
Beck wanted Harry drunk better.
He was working with Jimmy Pearsall.
Well, you're right.
Jimmy Pearsall. My favorite was flat out crazy.
Well, yeah, but my favorite Jimmy Pearsall story, he hit career home run number 100 for the 62 Mets that were the Casey Sting. Right. Can anybody here play this game?
With Marvelous Marvin Throneberry on there, Memphian.
Right. And there were a lot of big names on that team. They were just all over the hill. And for his 100th home run, he circled the bases backwards.
Oh, I know.
You know how quickly you would get beamed today if you took a loop around backwards?
Yeah. But you know what? They all knew he was crazy. He'd already climbed the net behind home plate.
We watched the story, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We absolutely did.
Who was the actor? And the pretty famous actor portrayed him.
It was
Hamilton? George Hamilton?
No. It was Anthony Perkins.
Yeah, very good.
Who was more famous for
the shower.
The shower scene.
Well, I was going to say shower scene, but that's got a whole different connotation. No. We are a family show.
Well, that was back before there was even a different connotation.
Let's bail out right now while we're way behind.
We are joined by Chris Raby, KMOX, St. Louis, Missouri, where he's got to be tired. Were you up for the whole game?
Oh, yeah. We wrapped up post-game at about, 4:10, 4:15 maybe.
Wow. Yikes. Was anybody listening?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You think so? You think a bunch of people stayed up for that?
Brett was. I was texting with Chris during the game.
Our morning news on KMOX Total Information AM started right after us. So, absolutely people were listening.
So maybe people just waking up.
19 innings.
Exactly.
There you go.
So y'all segued with post-game Cardinal rap right into Tom Ackerman?
Yep, he was actually walking in the door as I walked out the door.
Unbelievable.
One of those days.
Man, that was crazy.
Now, Chris, we've all done the 4 o'clock in the morning thing, but it's a lot easier to do it in other ways other than working at 4 o'clock. I think the latest I ever signed off, 1 year Ole Miss, we played out at Cal, and we signed off Central Time at 2 o'clock. And that'll kill you, staying out that late, not drinking anything.
When I did that at KRLD in Dallas, that morning shift that Ackerman's doing now, it was the worst. It was pain. It was hard.
You were young.
I was young and it was hard. I know Raby could never do that.
All right, so Chris, are you in the bottom of the 19th? Runners on first and second, 2 outs, 2-2 game. Deuce is wild all night. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes all night. And Mike Schilt intentionally walked the batter to load the bases, and the next guy plunked one to left. Why did he load the bases?
They liked the matchup. Against Rojas, who I know was hot all night, but they value the matchup and what their numbers say over what a guy has done maybe over his previous 2 or 3 at-bats, and they didn't want to deal with Christian Walker. So, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't at that point, and they figured that Rojas would have a better chance of hitting the ball on the ground and giving them an opportunity. So, frustrating, I know, and frustrating also because if the Diamondbacks had, gotten to the top of the 20th inning, Rojas was going to have to pitch. They were out of pitchers, and Robbie Ray was going to have to play the outfield. But, one of those games. And frustrating that the offense was completely non-existent. I think encouraging in that you got some pretty incredible performances and outings from a bunch of guys who hadn't been called on in a long time. I don't know the last time Daniel Ponce de Leon even got up to warm up.
About a month.
Not in a game, even warm up in the bullpen. Yeah. And they're going to have to do it again today because Michael Wacha just left the game in the bottom of the second inning with an apparent injury. So Mike Myers in now in the bottom of the second. So, yeah, a long game, frustrating game. You go from potential history and Jack Flaherty doing what Jack Flaherty has done, it seems, every time out, and that's flirt with a no-hitter, to extra innings, to just kind of a standoff, and got to try to get one today and cut that magic number down and put some pressure on Milwaukee.
Oh, you're in good shape. You guys are going to win. I don't think you have any worries whatsoever. However, I will ask you, because in a former life you liked the guys from the north side of Chicago quite a bit, and I've had 3 people at least today contact me and ask, should this Cub team be blown up? I don't know what the future of Joe Madden is. Half the people think he's already gone, and then others,
he's gone.
Don't see it that way. I certainly wouldn't be firing him if I were Theo Epstein. That's me personally. But if you were Theo, would you blow this team up, or do you still think that there's enough there from that World Championship team that can provide other titles?
Yeah, I don't know about blow up. And I guess you can almost qualify blow up as parting ways with the manager who won the first World Series championship for the organization in over 100 years. So I guess maybe that would begin the blow up. But, outside of that, I think there will be some difficult decisions to be made. But I still think that their core and their lineup is still great. From Anthony Rizzo to Javier Baez to Chris Bryant to,
Contreras.
some pieces in the outfield. But, yeah, Contreras. But, they have some money that is going to be an issue, whether it's Hayward the next couple of years, even though he had a nice year, is he a $25 million player, or Craig Kimbrell, or
that's a mistake.
Brandon Morrow, or, what will you get from Darvish? What will you get from Lester? What will you get from Hamill? So I think if they need to go in a different direction, it's got to be pitching. And I give them credit for drafting the way they drafted from a lineup standpoint. Granted, they're at the top of the draft, but, they've got studs in their lineup that they've drafted, but they haven't drafted and they haven't developed any pitching. And that can be really dangerous. And I think that's the difference that we've seen between the Cardinals and Cubs this year and in the second half. They have not drafted and developed at Jack Flaherty. And I'm not saying it has to be Jack Flaherty, but Jack Flaherty, I think, is the difference right now, at least, between the Cardinals and the Cubs and the Brewers. Jack Flaherty was drafted in 2014. The Cardinals have a number of guys who appeared at Wrigley over the weekend who were drafted 2014 or later, whether it be Flaherty, Junior Fernandez, Ryan Helsley, Dakota Hudson, a number of those guys, all right? Since 2014 as well, the Cubs, every pitcher they've drafted and developed has combined for 6 Major League strikeouts. 6. So they haven't done a good enough job. And it can be hard to try to pluck pitching off the free agent market and off the trade market. They, I think, need to do a better job at that. And whether that begins by dismantling some of the team right now, I don't know. I still think they have a window with this core to win, and they still have, I think, the most talented lineup top to bottom in the division and right up there in the National League when they're healthy. But clearly, there are some tough decisions that are going to have to be made.
And Theo did it in Boston with 2 different managers. Started with Terry Francona and then to John Farrell. He was out by the time that Cora got there. So he's done this before with really good teams and turning around the Titanic of history that both of those franchises were really up against before he got there. But in the National League Central, Chris, who wins it and why?
Who wins
the National League Central with this little baseball left. Who wins
right now?
Yeah.
Come on. Are you really asking that? You know your Cardinals haven't won.
No, I don't. Not until that magic number hits an X.
I will say this. I've been really impressed with the way the Brewers have played over the last couple of weeks. And they have taken advantage of the soft spot in their schedule that everyone knew was going to come. I think that as long as the Cardinals remain in control of their own destiny, so if they win today in Arizona, or even if they lose today in Arizona, they're still in control of their own destiny. They could still have Jack Flaherty going on Sunday, and they still, I think, win the division. Now, if you lose today, if you lose Friday, if you lose Saturday, then things become a little dicier because then maybe you're relying on the Brewers to lose a game. I know it's Mahle throwing tonight for Cincinnati, Luis Castillo tomorrow, but doesn't seem to matter. Milwaukee's playing well. So as long as the Cardinals control their own destiny, once the Cubs are eliminated, I know it's a rivalry this weekend, but I guess I'd be surprised if Anthony Rizzo is playing with that ankle. You won't see Baez. Bryant, maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. From a pitching standpoint, what will they do with some of the veteran guys? So I don't really know what the Cubs are going to look like, but
the Cubs are done. What is it? The tragic number is 2. They're done.
No, I don't even mean from a playoff standpoint. I'm saying if they're eliminated, I know they've got pride. They would love to knock the Cardinals out of the playoffs, but I don't know if any of their regulars are going to play. Like, why would Anthony Rizzo play another game?
I don't think he will.
So that's my point. As long as the Cardinals control their own destiny this weekend, I think they're fine. But Brewers have made it interesting, and it's because the Cardinals won 6 of 7 after that disastrous Ryan Braun Grand Slam game that they're still in control of their own destiny. It's because they swept in Chicago. It'd be a half-game lead right now.
Sure.
Half-game lead right now if they had split with the Cubs in Chicago.
It'd be a white knuckler.
They've taken care of their own business.
Yeah. Well, the Cubs have lost 7 in a row. They didn't want to win.
I think they will.
Unbelievable. 7 in a row.
Well, I think they wanted to. Those are pretty good games. That was as dramatic and entertaining
they were great.
4 consecutive baseball games are that I've seen in a long time. They're great.
That will take the life out of you. And if you look down the stretch,
totally dispirited.
The last 5 weeks, how many Cub games
crush you.
were crushers at the end? Starting with that Philadelphia game.
Blow-ups are the crushers.
Yeah, well, and then you go. You think you make a brilliant move, and you get Craig Kimbrell, and you spend $43 million, and the guy, well, maybe he's damaged goods. I don't know.
Where does Joe Madden manage next year, Chris?
I think California. I know we've talked, Brett, about the Padres. I know the Angels could be interested, and if he leaves Chicago, which from everything I hear from people there, he's not going to be back. Then I think one of those 2 landing spots makes sense if he wants to get right back into it right away. It was odd to see him make some of the moves he made over the weekend. I know they've had some brutal losses, but that's where I give Mike Shelton the Cardinals credit. Brett, we talked about it last week, kind of laughing that. You could have said, and people said, that last Sunday was maybe the most brutal loss the Cardinals have had in years. And they turned the page and beat Steven Strasburg the next night.
Mm-hmm.
They coughed up a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 9th at Wrigley, still got the last 2 outs, got to the 10th, and won the game. They fell behind twice on Saturday, had their starting pitcher barely make it out of the first inning, had a phantom balk call that could have broken their spirits. They came back and won. And, that's what good teams do. The Cubs have done that under Joe Madden. Not right now. But that's what's impressed me most about the Cardinals, is that every time there's been maybe a tipping point where things could go the wrong way, they've been able to figure out a way to respond. Maybe not always the prettiest. Today would be another example of, having to figure out a way to dig deep and get back into this game and try to win this game with, your B squad and Mike Myers already in the game in the second inning and who knows what. But that's what they've been able to do. So kind of in a roundabout way, that's why I think Joe Madden probably moves on. Because at some point, if you lose a team or you lose trust in the organization, not to say that's happened, but kind of what it looked like at times to me over the weekend. It looked like two teams going in different directions, and maybe that's the easiest way in the Cubs' minds to try to turn things around, because it's a lot easier to place the one manager than it is the entire team.
He is Chris Raby. We talked to him. Kind of varies the time slot depending on the Cardinals, but we talked to him this day every week. Thank you so much, Chris. I hope it's not nearly as late a night tonight as it was for you last night. Thanks for being on.
No worries, guys, and hopefully we're talking some playoffs, and who knows, either talking to you about a wild card game or maybe talking to you from Atlanta next Wednesday.
Very good. Thank you, Chris. Be safe.
I think you'll be.
All right, thanks, guys.
I think you'll be in Atlanta. Fly Delta.
It looks like they will be, but still some work to do. Look, human beings have been shaving for over 5,000 years, but now the best way to shave it is with Harry's. You can go to harrys.com. You can use the offer code STATS at harrys.com, and you can get a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just use code STATS at harrys.com. Harry's, they focus on the qualities that actually matter for a close, comfortable shave, and they never upcharge you. I've been talking about Harry's most of this calendar year, and I love the close shave, the easy glide, and I love that low price. Again, offer code STATS at harrys.com, and you will love Harry's as much as I do. Harry's has an amazing offer for listeners of our show. New customers get $5 off a trial set from Harry's with code STATS at harrys.com. That means you get a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping when you use code STATS at harrys.com. Harry's is a brand you can be proud of. 1% of sales are donated to organizations that provide access to mental health care for men, and there's no risk to you for trying them out. If you don't love your shave, just let them know, and you'll get a full refund. Again, use code STATS at harrys.com.
We are at the Spirit Shop. We love being here. This is the third time in the last couple of months we've been hanging out. It's
undefeated here.
An engineering
golf tournament, Tigers Ole Miss week, and now Tigers Navy. Undefeated.
Let's hope it stays undefeated. I can tell you what is undefeated here is the ability of man's spatial engineering, because there's not one crack that is not used here at 4848 Poplar Avenue. You need to come, because we've got a tasting going on of a product that comes from the Wheeler's Raid Distillery. It's called 34 North. It's basically cocktail in a can. We got a couple that you can try, and you got to come and register. We got 2 really good Tiger seats for the Navy game tomorrow and a parking pass, and we've got a $50 gift certificate to the Butcher Shop. Please come register and say hello. We put a wrap on hour number 1 in a minute as you listen to Sports Time with Wolo and Stats.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
Family Leisure has the world's biggest spa sale going on now. Over 50 spas in stock and ready to sell. $8,000 spas now just $44.99. 4-person spas starting at $24.99. Swim spas from $89.99. Huge discounts on all spas. Get the lowest prices of the year with special financing available. It's the world's biggest spa sale happening now at Family Leisure. Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
If you're concerned about having your loved ones in a nursing home, then you need to know about Angels Around the Clock. Angels Around the Clock take away stress and strain by meeting all your home health needs affordably and lovingly. From medical reminders to laundry, light housekeeping, preparing and feeding meals, bathing and companionship. With Angels Around the Clock, your loved ones can continue to have quality life and stay comfortable in their own home from day shift to 24 hours around the clock. This is perfect for Alzheimer's patients. All Angels are carefully screened, insured, and bonded with at least 2 years of personal care services experience. Call today 901-388-0600 or visit online at angelsaroundtheclock.com. Angels Around the Clock, 3565 Ridge Meadow Parkway, 901-388-0600.
Want to bet? Las Vegas is miles away. The sports books at Hollywood Casino Tunica and First Jackpot Casino are much closer. We're your 50-yard line, behind home plate, center court ticket to real odds, points, and over-unders. We've got all the action, the largest video screens, and the best prop bets in town. So come place your bets at the sports books at Hollywood Casino Tunica and First Jackpot Casino. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-777-9696.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Williams Equipment and Supply, your Bobcat loader and excavator dealer, is #1 in compact construction equipment. With the highest market share, the largest inventory of equipment, attachments, and parts, the largest compact rental fleet, and the best technicians and the most locations, Williams Equipment is the undisputed leader. Find out why more people buy, lease, and rent Bobcat equipment from Williams Equipment than any other brand.
This is Cody Bumpus, your Bobcat specialist of North Mississippi. Call me for a demonstration and a finance quote at 901-508-8739.
Now, back to Sports Time with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brad Norsworthy.
We like to party.
Welcome back in Family Leisure Studios and moved. We are at 4848 Poplar. That is the corner of St. Nick and Poplar. It is a great place. We got tickets to give away. You got to register. We got Butcher Shop certificate. Oh, you got to come register. We are at the Spirit Shop. Please come and say hello. Cards are down 2-0. Top of the third.
You
know what I'm afraid happened last night? I really am. I'm really worried about this. Mike Schilt, he let Yachty catch 19 innings.
Yachty?
19 innings?
Mike Schilt asked him a couple times, you want to come out? And he said he was fine every time. Of course, they're all going to say that.
Yeah, and so now, tonight, Wieters is catching. You know what I heard? I heard when Yachty got up today, he could not stand up straight. His back was killing him.
So, dude,
his hamstrings are destroyed.
This is how you're going to be in October, a rumor monger. That's something else you've never been, Dave. You've always been. I mean, that's
come on, Dave. You're better than that.
That's one of your hallmarks: is trustworthiness, credibility, reliability. Now you're just going to get down in the muck and mire like most everybody else in this racket.
You're such an accusatory person.
I'm just going by words.
I'm just telling you. Somebody told me he had trouble getting up today.
You have never saw somebody in your life
straight innings.
I heard
for a guy in his 30s.
Don't tell anybody
19 innings. Don't you think that's a little crazy?
You've never corroborated a story in your entire career with "I heard," "I was told."
I heard.
Come on now.
Thought you were going to be there with. How are the Cubs minus 200 tonight? I'm serious.
Who they're playing, Dave? The Pirates have quit.
Oh, what have the Cubs done?
Well, they got better players to quit with than the Pirates have.
Maybe so. Lester's on the mound, and I don't know. I don't know.
Dave, it scares me. You're looking at the gambling lines. You wouldn't bet the sun's going to set.
You know what happened there? When I got a new phone, I got this thing, the Score, this app, which is
great app.
Fantastic.
The Score is the best scoreboard app.
And if you just go to look at like the scores, and the only game going on now is the Cards, it gives you the line. That's the only reason I know.
I don't know how the Score does it. Because, everything's got a little look.
It's a free app for you folks out there.
It is.
By the way.
Everything,
it's unbelievable.
Everything in life's got a little bit of a delay to it. I mean, in radio, we sure know it. In TV,
right.
The Score,
it's right on it.
It really is. Most everything else takes a minute or two to update.
It is so good that the Cardinals just scored 2 to tie the game.
Well, Dave, you don't have to say that with such consternation and agitation.
I thought I said that very generously. Here come the Cardinals. What do you want me out? And they're doing that without Yachty because he can't stand up straight. Well, is Harry more Chicago or is he more St. Louis? That's really a good question.
He's Chicago.
He in the end, if there's one, he's the Cubs, and it's not just the South Side,
right?
But he owns
he's
the town.
The Cubs.
and I mean this nicely. I thought his Hall of Fame announced, just strict broadcasting, playing it straight years
was with St. Louis.
Was with St. Louis.
I would buy that.
He became Harry Carey, the character on the north side, really on the south.
Really on the south side.
Really on the south side.
You know why? Jimmy Pearsall was. We already talked a little bit about Jimmy Pearsall was a part, but I'll tell you why he also is.
Jimmy Pearsall made Harry drink, didn't he? There's always that kid that all the parents blamed.
Yeah.
He's making mayo. No, your own kid's drinking because he wants to drink.
Harry is also Cubs because he was never going to supplant Jack. He had to work with Jack Buck. And they were opposite, but
he
Jack
was the first guy for a long time ahead of Jack.
He was, but Jack was, I think, more loved. I think Jack was more loved than Harry.
Yeah, I think so, and certainly is now, and still so beloved, and Joe Buck is as well in St. Louis. But Joe has definitely gone national. He's not the local announcer anymore.
He's no longer.
He hadn't been a while.
Doesn't do any Cardinal games anymore, does he?
No,
unless they're.
I can tell you a good story.
Fox games.
Several Sundays ago was KMOX Day at the ballpark, or maybe it was on a Thursday afternoon. And Tom Ackerman, who is pretty good friends away from work with Joe Buck, said Joe and his wife and I think new twins were at the ballpark. And Tom Ackerman just being nice said, "Hey Joe, welcome to Busch Stadium. It's KMOX Day." And he said, "Tom, it's always KMOX Day at Busch Stadium."
That is very true. That is that, and it's always a Budweiser day.
It is, even with the brewery not owning it. But we'll see what the Cardinals do in the playoffs. Next week when we make playoff picks, I think I'm gonna have to pick the Braves. I think it'll be pretty easy for the Braves. That lineup, though, run out Donaldson, Freeman, Acuna, and you got to pitch in the strike zone to get them out. I think
know your strategy there. I understand that strategy. You go with the team you really don't want to win.
No, I'm not doing that. I promise. I'm not doing that.
Just so you're happy one way or another.
No, I'm happy with making the playoffs, but I'll be happier if they advance. But I think the Braves are a little better.
Jeff Crane coming up. He's in the house. He's going to talk about Memphis Madness and the Navy game tomorrow. We got a lot to do today. Billy Briggs from La Massat Antiques is going to be here. He's got this cool thing with gold pennies. We'll tell you about that. TJ Reeves will be here at 5, so we are busy indeed. I'll let you know this portion of the show is brought to you by Miramichi. What a day. I got to take Eddie Connor, and I got to take Rob Check from Supercuts, and I think we're going to throw in our old friend Pete Rizzo, and we are going to have one heck of a day out at Miramichi.
Good crew.
Any day at Miramichi, though, is a great day. There's no question about that. #1 public golf course in the state of Tennessee. I don't know how many years running. It just keeps getting better and better because they always make that commitment. Now, we're coming to the end. The weather is perfect, and the golf course, by the way, is in outstanding shape. If you've never been to Miramichi, you got to go see why it's #1 in the state when it comes to public golf. You'll see a walk in the woods in the back nine with streams and waterfalls. You're going to love it. You'll love the challenge of all 18 holes. And it is in Woodstock. It's not in Millington. It's halfway between Memphis and Millington. Oh, just please go check it out. You will love it. Everything is outstanding at the #1 public golf course in the state. That is Miramichi. We are back in a minute. We'll talk a little bit of Tigers hoops and football with our friend, Mr. Crane. He's next on Sports Time with Wolo Stats.
You're in charge of hiring. And Indeed has solutions like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. We'll also have a dolphin chatter excitedly in front of the perfect candidate.
Bring the vigor.
Okay, there's no
thank you, man. I appreciate you doing
this. But skills tests, that's for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Hi, folks. Good news for bargain hunters and bandits from the Chevy Sheriff in Collierville. Sunrise Chevy has over 500 Chevys and used cars in stock just in time for the Sunrise Low Price Rodeo. Factory rebates up to $5,000, Sunrise discounts high as $8,000, and don't forget, Sunrise specializes in secondary financing. Need a good body shop? Bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models. Remember, you can bring your Chevy to Sunrise for service no matter where you bought. Buy American and buy from Sunrise. There's always a sale at the Sunrise Chevy Ranch. Find new roads to 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Chevy's cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main downtown has all your game day needs with 30 TVs. If your game is not on one of the 20 big screens, then sit in a booth with your own remote. The Vault has game day specials on pitchers, buckets of beer, and great food, which is the best thing about the Vault. This is not your normal sports bar. Chef Dirk Meitzler from On Tour and Cafe 621 has all his favorites like chicken Newport and his new lobster enchilada. Open for lunch and dinner every day with lunch specials for $12 weekdays with a drink. The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main, your downtown place to eat, drink, and watch the game.
All I have to do to get your mouth watering is tell you about some of the menu items at 3rd and Court, Memphis's newest downtown dining destination. The appetizers, for instance, Pop and Cracklins popcorn, jalapeno cracklins with bacon and honey, or the roasted poblano deviled eggs, or the pimento cheese ball with toasted pepitas and pineapple pepper jam, and finally, the glazed lamb ribs. Now that your mouth is watering, go give it what it's craving. Give it some 3rd and Court.
125 seasons of Ole Miss football.
My deuce, and he may go.
Dexter breaks the tackle.
Mike Wallace between two defenders.
The tradition continues.
He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Breaks a tackle. He's gone down the sideline. Touchdown, Ole Miss. He is a beast.
Saturday, Ole Miss takes on Alabama. Pre-game coverage starts at 12:30 with kickoff at 2:30 right here on your home for the Rebels.
Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Station. Now, more of Sports Time with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brad Norsworthy.
And welcome in hour number 2 of this program, and we are at the Spirit Shoppe, 4848 Poplar Avenue. And the reason I want to give you that address is because I want you to come say hello to us. But I got a couple of things going on here. I've got a tasting going on from Wheeler's Raid. Wheeler's Raid? What is that? That is a Memphis distillery, and they got a product called 34 North, which is basically cocktail in a can, and you can try it. We've got tastings going on until we get off the air at 6 o'clock. We've got 2 different kinds. Sneaky Pucker. Yeah. I did say that very
yes, you did.
Slowly and enunciated well. And Barrel Thief. Whatever those may be, in a little bit, Kevin Watts, who is from the distillery, will explain exactly what that is all about.
You always told me, go slow if you have any doubt about things.
Correct.
So on Sneaky Pucker, go really slow.
Do not do that fast. Do not. We also have 2 tickets to tomorrow night's Memphis Navy game.
Nothing to do with our drawing that we're going to do at 5:45. Jeff just came in and gifted those.
Oh, really? So now we have 2 sets of tickets.
How about
this?
You tell me. Go ahead.
First person that walks in the door here and says, I want Jeff's tickets.
Pull over now.
We will give them to you, and hopefully it's while Jeff is here so he can see. If you don't know who Jeff is, it's Jeff Crane. Welcome to the show. Jeff Crane is the Deputy Athletic Director
Thank you so much.
for the U of M. Well, you've been here a little bit now. How does it feel? Does it you getting to be like home? You got a family and everything else?
I do. My wife and 3 kids and I are definitely at home. We're so excited to be here and really just feel like this is a great time to be at the University of Memphis.
You're walking into a powder keg.
Can I ask you,
the good kind of powder keg?
Even at Power 5 schools where you've been, have you ever had in the preseason a football team that was favored in every game and the number 1 college basketball recruiting class?
Absolutely not.
I know
I'm not sure that exists anywhere.
I agree.
And that's what makes this place so special is that you have 2 phenomenal programs, and it's very difficult, as you guys know, to perform at a high level in football and in men's basketball. But I give the credit to our coaching staff and Coach Hardaway and Coach Norvell,
sure.
and they have put people around them that have built this program into something really, really special.
Jeff, too often, we've all seen it, that there's a lot of give and take, shall we say, between the football coach and the head men's basketball coach at a lot of places, and sometimes others. Sometimes the women's basketball coach, and sometimes the baseball, a lot of drama. Your department is drama-free. It's pulling in one direction.
100%. And that's what I think is so special, because you're exactly right. It takes a team to get that going, and it is not uncommon to see Coach Norvell, Coach Hardaway, any of our coaches at our women's soccer games, which, by the way, they're number 11 in the country, or our volleyball program, who's 11-1 right now. And so there's no doubt and I think there's just a passion for being at the University of Memphis, and they want what's best for this university. It's not about me and my program. It's about how do we lift up the whole university, because when you do that, and this is one of the reasons I'm here, when you do that, you lift up the whole city. And that's what makes this place special.
Guarantee at men's basketball at some point in January after this Tiger football season has the historic year that I think they're on the verge of having, and so far so good, there will be the night with whatever trophy, with whatever ring, with whatever ceremony that at halftime you introduce Coach Norvell and the team, and they're recognized, be thunderous applause. You know that gets the attention of whatever recruit that's there for Penny Hardaway, and vice versa. Penny Hardaway have a recruit tomorrow night at that football stadium. He sees it rocking. He sees Tiger Lane. That it all helps. Rising tide lifts all boats.
No question. I'm still trying to get accustomed to the idea that people are talking about basketball 365 days a year, because that's something you don't find everywhere either. Just last night I was at a rebounders event. They were there for the first day of basketball practice.
475 of them.
It was unbelievable. I thought to myself, we're in September, and we have these people here watching basketball. So it is exciting, and there's no doubt that those 2 programs feed off of each other, and as one successful, the other follows.
Tomorrow night will be extraordinary.
Did you guys know we're 4-0 on Thursday nights in the last 4 years? So Thursday night's been pretty good to the Memphis Tigers.
You got that in your game notes?
So we're hoping
I do.
that we'll keep that streak going.
Do you know, this is crazy, and I don't know how it happens, and I think the number is 17-1. If you don't play on Saturday, Memphis is 17-1.
I like your stat better than mine. That's pretty good.
It is phenomenal. We've never lost an 11 o'clock game. We're now 6-0. Anytime you play 11 in the morning. So if this had been tomorrow 11, I would really feel
exactly.
The rare Thursday at 11.
A whole lot better.
That's right.
I do want to talk about Memphis Madness, because you're talking about things you've never seen before. Wait till you see the crowd that will come for this a week from tomorrow. But let's get into the football game with Navy, 2 undefeateds. And I'm curious how our ticket sales. We saw 44,000, almost 45 for Ole Miss. Can we realistically expect that same kind of number?
Hit that 5. That first number be 5.
Yeah, I think we're hoping for good weather tomorrow, because we know that's going to impact some things. But I think we'll be in the 30,000 plus. If we have a good walk up, we could get up to the 35 to 40. We're rapidly selling tickets. I'll say probably in the last 2 to 3 days we're selling 2,500 tickets a day. So I haven't seen the latest numbers today, but I'd be shocked if we weren't well over that 30,000 mark. So hoping for a great walk-up crowd and lots of students to show up as well.
Jeff, it's not an excuse. It's historical, empirical data. This has been a brutally hot September, and it has beat crowds down across the country at places that didn't think they could have depressed crowds.
That is so true. There's a lot of things that impact people's attendance at football games or basketball games, but with football in particular, obviously weather is a big factor. But it's supposed to be a nice night. Maybe the rain will have pushed through or
75
at
kickoff.
That's not bad. That's starting to feel like fall to me. So great night to be there. And I'll tell you this, it's gonna be special because of this being Navy and the military that are going to be recognized during the game is going to be a sight to behold, and swearing in ceremony that'll take place at halftime. It's gonna be a really special evening.
I don't think we've ever been to a Navy game either in Annapolis or here that wasn't incredibly moving. And people here know, and I'm sure by now you know that we do have Millington, which is a naval base, and they do come and support their guys, and they'll come in uniform, and it is really special. And then you don't get triple option and discipline and the kind of players that Navy brings. And believe it or not, 16 kids are from the state of Tennessee.
Wow.
5 of them are from the Memphis area, and one of their better players, their corner, is from Lausanne High School.
Wow.
So there's a lot of great representation in their
You're
quarterback.
scared me how ready you are for this game.
Well, their quarterback, Malcolm Perry, is from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And remember, the best quarterback, I think, that I've seen them have is Keenan Reynolds. He's another Tennessean.
Unbelievable.
You've seen in person. Their best historically is right back.
Well, I saw him in Dallas in person.
Yeah. With the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But it is fun to have the Naval Academy prominent in this league, and I think this league is really – I think the AAC is really showing itself this year.
No question. You look at this league and where it's come, and really the commissioner, Mike Oresco, I think deserves a lot of credit for the vision that he's had, and really the boldness that this conference has stepped out there and said, you know what, we can compete with anybody, and the fact that you see Memphis beating Ole Miss, you see other schools beating Power 5 programs out there. People start noticing.
That Cincinnati win opening night over UCLA looks a lot better now with UCLA's 50-point outburst at the Palouse against Mike Leach and Washington State.
No question.
I mean, it's a lot of dots to connect, but
no, I can get there. I can get there. There's no doubt about it, and it's just going to get better because you look at the commitment that these universities have to athletics across the board, and that's really what it takes. Is it takes a commitment from the university, and that's what President Rudd is doing. And when he brought me here, and I know when he brought Laird Veach, our new athletics director, who starts on Monday, what he's saying to us is we got to go. We got to go forward, press on the gas hard. Now is the time for us to really break out as a program.
So Allie's going to hand it over to Laird, potentially undefeated in football and undefeated in men's basketball.
I said to Allie just the other day, I said, you may have the best record of any interim athletics director in history. I mean, it's true. It's been incredible.
Between soccer and volleyball and football, he doesn't have very many losses at all.
No, and we count those 4 wins in the Bahamas. We're 4-0 in men's basketball too. So
the man is almost undefeated.
He really is. I think volleyball's lost 1. I think men's soccer's lost a couple, but I think he has less than 5 losses as an interim AD. Not too bad. Not too bad.
What was it about Memphis? Seriously, you had to play a position where you could have stayed, or you could have skyrocketed yourself to other places, Power 5s. What was the attraction to Memphis for you and your family?
For us, it was about going to a place where we as a family fit, first and foremost. That was most important to us, and living in the South is important to our family. But then really, and I have been picky over my career. I was at South Carolina for 13 years, which is a long time, but I was really looking for a program that was on the verge of doing big things. I'm a builder. I like to do new things and exciting things. I like to be challenged. Maintaining is not something that I'm real excited to do every day. And I saw this program as one of those that's really about to explode. I worked at another university at the first part of my career, TCU, and I really see I see Memphis as being very similar to where TCU was in the early 2000s when I was
that's
there.
a great comparison.
Well, they were actually
Memphis.
in our league.
Yes.
With LT.
And they were fortunate to get into a BCS league, and that absolutely helped their trajectory.
And one thing that helped them was Gary Patton.
I was just going to say that,
and him staying.
That's it.
And that's crucial in keeping Mike Norvell when a lot of people have come after him.
No question. I mean, then there's that, and the other thing I was looking for was a commitment, because there's plenty of schools out there that say, oh yeah, we're committed to athletics. We want to do this on a high level. But what I saw here is I saw from top to bottom, the president, trustees, all the way across the board. Yesterday I was at a faculty athletics committee meeting with about a dozen of our faculty that spent an hour and a half just talking about athletics and how they can embrace athletics. Those sort of things are special. Those sort of things don't happen everywhere. And to me, that commitment is largely what brought me here.
We're talking to Jeff Crane, who's the Deputy Athletic Director at the U of M. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Make sure if you are deciding to be a walk-up, because the weather is going to be terrific, come early, because there are logistics to walking in, and so keep that in mind. Now, a week from tomorrow is Memphis Madness. Did they tell you could tell us who the entertainment's going to be?
Truth be told, because I told Steve Macy and Will Price and the rest of the folks who were organizing that, I said, I don't want to know who the entertainers are.
They'll have to kill you.
Yeah, that's right, they would. So, honestly, I don't even know who it is. I couldn't tell you if you had to kill me, because I wouldn't know. But I will say that the excitement level for it is through the roof. I just learned the other day we just have a few rows around the top of the arena that are unsold. So there's no doubt in my mind that we'll have a packed house, and really what a great way to celebrate basketball. That's really the way I look at it, in a city that embraces basketball like no other city that I've ever seen. And we'll have some of the best some of the best high school basketball players in the country will be in that arena that night.
Men's basketball season tickets, are there any? What are the opportunities? Or anything lower? What can you still sell?
Absolutely. We do still have some seats available, and I would anticipate in the next couple, I would say it was after October 12th. That's the renewal deadline for folks to renew their seats from last year. So we'll have a few, not many, but we'll have a few that'll come open after October 12th. But the lower level and the club level are completely sold out. We do have some seats available in the terrace, not many, but we do have some, and we certainly want everybody there to experience it, because I think this is going to be one special year.
Jeff, I should know this. Do you sell suites and skyboxes, or is that FedEx Forum in the Grizzlies?
Yeah, FedEx Forum and the Grizzlies sell those, and my understanding is there's basically none of that left either. So a lot of excitement, not only for Tiger basketball, but I think a lot of excitement for Grizzlies basketball too.
It is interesting. I mean, I was actually at a lunch the other day with a guy who does sell those suites for the Grizzlies, and they control it. And he was saying there's like a couple of events, but the success of Memphis, the Tigers, has helped them to drive sales in that regard. And you can actually buy a suite for everything. So you get concerts, Grizzlies, and Tigers, and I think, of course, that's the way they'd prefer it, because then you make one quick sale. I think you can only get 15 to 16 season tickets, because there have to be tickets available for band, students. So there's a limit as to how many you can sell, and I think you're close.
No question. We are inching closer and closer to that number. We'd love to get to a point where we sell the whole arena out as season tickets, and we are getting closer to that. I think as the season gets closer, people will jump on board. And our first exhibition game, gosh, I mean, it's right around the corner. October 24th. We'll be here before we know it. But you look at the schedule that Coach Hardaway's put together on the non-conference side. It's incredible. You got Oregon, Georgia, Tennessee, Ole Miss, NC State. I mean, I don't think we're backing down from anybody on this one.
No, I think it is going to be terrific. In the world of college athletics that you know so well, is it still football that is really the driver? It is great to have what we have, and there is a good revenue stream that comes in from that. But to really be the successful entity, isn't it football that still has to drive it?
It's interesting because college athletics has become a game of how fast can we generate revenue. At the end of the day, that's what it's become, because the cost of doing business in college athletics has just gone astronomically high. So it's really just a numbers game. You look at FedEx Forum, 18,000 seats. You look at the Liberty Bowl, close to 3 times that.
Yeah, simple math.
So it's just math, really. And you're right. I mean, to generate the revenue ultimately that we need, football has to be performing at a high level.
And we've seen it. We've seen numbers come up, and we've seen the quality of football rise a whole lot in the last 7 years.
No question.
It's been a great story to watch, and as you just said, the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. We're as excited as can be. You can't be around Mike Norvell and not get excited. That man has more energy than anybody I've ever seen, and I've been fortunate enough because he's allowed me to watch his program up close. Those student athletes lock in. When Coach Norvell is speaking, they're listening and they're responding, and I think you see that on the field.
He's earned people's support.
There is no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Jeff Crane, again, belated welcome to Memphis. You've been here a little while,
My
and I
pleasure.
know you're getting to know more and more people, and I know we'll see you out there with the whole new administration, with Leach and everybody else, and it's going to be, I just think, one of these special years.
I agree.
That we're going to go, and I used to say this in 2008, we're all going to say, this particular year, these are the good old days.
Well, I certainly hope so, and I hope there'll be more good old days next year and the next and the next. We appreciate the support you all give, because without the support and you all talking about the great things happening at our university and our athletics program, we can't do this.
The public wants it.
No doubt, and we can feel that, and we're working hard to get it done.
Thank you, Jeff. I must say, I'm stunned. I am stunned that we have not had somebody come in, and we had a couple of people register.
Yeah.
But they didn't say, I want Jeff's tickets. We've got 2 tickets. I'm going to tell you where they are. They are Section 103, Row 48, so right in the middle.
Yeah.
We got 2 tickets for the game tomorrow night. All you got to do is walk in the door here at the Spirit Shoppe, say, I want Jeff Crane's tickets, and you've got them. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh, here's a guy.
Here we go.
And said he wants
that was quick. Thank you.
There you go. Now don't come in. No, come in and register for the other tickets. I'll let you know our title sponsor for this hour of the program's Homer Skelton Hyundai in Olive Branch. A place that you'll be assured it's the perfect marriage. Technology and service. That's what it is. They've got assurance, as I said, everywhere. They've got a thing called the Hyundai Assurance. That's 10-year, 100,000-mile, limited powertrain warranty on every new car on the lot. My Santa Fe could be the G70, that G car that looks like it's out of a James Bond movie. It could be an Elantra of a Veloster. Could even be a certified pre-owned, Number 1 certified pre-owned car dealership in Memphis the last 11 years. That is the model of consistency. And then there's the shopper assurance, and that's Chris True's baby. That's where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, streamlined process when you buy, you're in and out, and the 3-day worry-free exchange. Any buyer's remorse? Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, you just exchange the car. That's why you got to take Lamar into Mississippi Craft Road. First exit, turn left. You'll see all the gang, and you'll see the way car business should be done. You'll be at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Cardinals take a lead, 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th, but here come the Diamondbacks.
Chris Raven made a good point. If the Cubs had just won one, much less a split, we'd have a lot different math in the dispiriting nature of losing games like the Cubs did for anybody.
Like all 4 losses.
But they could have returned that favor this weekend at Busch Stadium. I don't think there's any sport out there that everything kind of evens out among the good teams like baseball. And if the Cubs had something to play for this weekend at Busch Stadium, it would have been a lot different dynamic.
Well, they should have thought about that last night against the Pirates. That's all I can say.
And with Hendricks' stake to that lead, that was almost more unforgivable than what happened at Wrigley all last weekend.
It's just been a nightmare. Starting with all the injuries and everything else.
No, Dave, we know where it started, don't we, Drew? It started with you and you quitting on your team, waving the white flag. Drew went, 3-4 weeks ago?
That started with
at least a month ago.
That started with a lack of a bullpen, and that is what can kill you.
And next week and in the playoffs, used to the old saw was, get 2 weeks of hot pitching and ride it out. I think now in the postseason, you need bullpen from about the fourth inning on to face for those matchups, for those righty-righty, lefty-lefty matchups. I don't know that you need the quality starting pitching that you used to need in October.
No.
I think you got to have those kind of headhunter 2/3 of inning guys.
I am convinced you need a bullpen in this day and age, the way the game is played.
You need about 12 pitchers.
In my hand, and if you're watching online, you can see this. This is a gold penny. And there is significance to this gold penny.
These are classic.
Billy Briggs from La Massante is going to join us in a second. He'll tell us what this is all about. Please come and see us. Register to win all of our great prizes, including 2 wonderful tickets to the Memphis Navy game tomorrow night, a $50 gift certificate to the Butcher Shop, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And come try the 34 North, the cocktail in a can. We're doing tasting today here at the Spirit Shoppe, all part of Sports Time with Wolo and Stats.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
The Vargas family, legendary Memphis restaurateur, starting with Mr. Charlie and continuing today with his grandchildren.
Brett, it just dawned on me the other day that while Memphis is celebrating its bicentennial, the Rendezvous has been here well over 1/3 of Memphis's existence. Someone asked me if we remember the day the Rendezvous started, and I tell them no, because if we thought it was going to last this long, we'd have kept much better records. But we're not a place to rest on our laurels or reputation. We're always trying to add new things to make our customers' experience more enjoyable. Friday lunches have always been special because we give away our red beans and rice. But we are now adding a sausage sandwich. It's the same sausage we serve on our cheese and sausage plate, but it will be served lengthwise on a bun with beans and slaw on the side. We've also partnered with a company called Devillet out of Dyersburg to introduce a new sweet glazed mustard with Rendezvous seasoning in it. It will really go great with a sandwich. I still recommend adding slaw. My grandfather had a hot dog stand on Beale Street in 1916, and we've come full circle using his slaw on our hot dogs. Hope to see you this Friday at the Rendezvous.
In the alley in downtown Memphis.
Eli Savoy here for my friends over at the Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Here to let you know it's time to tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the new arrivals from TaylorMade. Introducing the new P790 irons and the new milled grind 2 wedges. The P790 irons feature speed foam technology and redesigned tungsten weighting for optimum feel and distance. And the new milled grind 2 wedges designed for increased spin and precision with raw face technology. Let them help you find the right set and get your free custom fitting today. Just a few of the exciting new fall releases you will find now at the Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Visit Edwin Watts Golf Shop and check out new P790 irons and the new milled grind 2 wedges. The Edwin Watts Golf Shop on the corner of Poplar and Perkins Extended. We'll see you there.
Okay,
Edwin
can you hear me?
Watts
Sound
Golf
great.
Shop,
All
serving
right.
golfers
Sound great.
since 1968.
Very good.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or families' health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts.
Lake by Say has a special where they'll take stuff on consignment and sell it, and then people donate it and they sell it for charity.
382-2363.
What kind of stuff are you talking about?
Everything. Chipperos.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle
everything.
Talk to me sometime when we get, and I'll see. But that has hurt us in the last couple of weeks because it's new and it's different.
Over 500 in stock.
And it's a charity.
Has been told to cut prices to the bone. And remember, you can bring your car to Sunrise Service no matter where you are. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help you put one of your brand on these little fillies. Free hot dogs and Cokes at the Chuck Wagon Western Trading Days going on now at all 3 Sunrise locations. We make it fun to buy a car again.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
More. You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
I listen to you guys every day. Seriously, going home. Get off at 5 and live in Collierville.
So,
how long does you drive?
Or the First Bank.
It depends.
Yeah,
especially that way at that time. 30 minutes if I'm lucky.
More of Sports Time with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Once again, are Dave Voloshin and Brad Norsworthy.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back in Family Leisure Studios remote. We are at the Spirit Shoppe. Eddie Connor has really kind of laid everything out beautifully for us here today. We've got 34 degrees north. That is a cocktail in the can. Hey, we're tasting it for free. Come on in, say hello. Also register to win tickets to the Memphis Navy game with a parking pass, which is terrific. We got a $50 Butcher Shop certificate. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Neil's.
Can't forget Neil's
certificate. That's $50
and
too.
We've got Wedgwood Golf.
Fat Man Rocks. Oh, we got Wedgwood Golf too. Wow, Wedgwood Golf. Last time I played there, it was in excellent shape. I mean, the greens were outstanding. Really,
atmosphere tomorrow night will be great.
Oh, I hope so. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievable as well a week from tomorrow, and that would be for Memphis Madness, which brings us to our next guest is Billy Briggs from La Maison Antiques from right down the road here, just probably within, I don't know, maybe a pitching wedge for me. It'll be a driver for you. And I'm holding this gold penny I showed people on the feed here a little bit ago. These things are spectacular, and so Billy Briggs from Le Maison is the one that brought these pennies. And what is the significant, I guess, penny for penny? And gold because he's gold, I guess. What are we doing here, Billy? Thanks for coming in.
Go for the number 1 ranked recruiting class, and hopefully the results will follow with that. But we're just a small business. Want to support Memphis, want to support our coach, want to support our team. And I'd seen those several years ago at a trade show, and they were fantastic. So I thought, what better way to kind of link our support for the Tigers than to get some pennies and give them away. So when basketball season starts, and maybe even Midnight Madness, we're going to start giving gold penny away with every purchase to say, go Tigers, and we're proud of being from Memphis.
At La Maison?
Yes, sir.
That's what you're going to do?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, since you've invited me on here today, this weekend, anybody that comes by and says they heard about it on your radio show, we will give them a gold penny.
You'll give them a gold penny?
Give them a gold penny.
All right. And did I hear something about contributions to the program that come from this?
We're not actually linked in. The school has given us the okay to do it.
Yes.
And we certainly do support the Tigers. We're just a small business, and we can't buy we don't have the big bucks, but we can certainly say go Tigers every time somebody buys something.
Okay, that sounds really good. And by the way, these things are beautiful. And honestly, you said what I was going to use these for, and that is perfect for a ball mark if you are a golfer.
It is, especially when somebody has to make a money putt, because then you put that shiny gold thing down there, and they say, what is that? But we have a sidewalk sale this weekend, and it'd be a great time because everything's going to be 50% off on the sidewalk. So we're right down the street at 4768 Poplar, and you guys do a great job.
So you're really basically a block away.
We're a block away, yes. And it says antiques. We have gifts, we have new stuff, we have vintage stuff, and we can help guys find a nice gift for their ladies in their lives.
But you got to watch Dave when he spots it. He'll put it down in front of the ball, and then he'll put the ball in front of it. He'll get about every time, every spot.
I would never do that.
Yeah,
people get disqualified for doing stuff like that.
I've seen quite a row over it one time.
No. And I've been in your place. My friend Billy Tagg has some stuff in there. I don't know if that sells at all, but I'm certain you got a lot of good stuff in there.
We do. It's cool. It takes you back in time, especially with the holidays coming. We have a lot of vintage Christmas stuff, so it's great.
This is a cool deal. So go in, tell them we sent you, get yourself a free penny, buy something at Le Maison, and you'll be helping the program.
You got a prediction for tomorrow night?
Just a win. Any kind of win. But I'll say 27-14 Tigers.
I think it's bigger than that. I do. I think it's a mismatch at just about every possession.
I don't know. They have a unique way of coming
Vegas
at you.
Number 10,
10.5 today, I think.
Yours is right in line with that then.
Just got to get past Navy. That's what we 1-3 against Navy?
We're 1-3 against Navy. That is correct. You know what? Since you bring it up, I'll let you know. The difference in these games, for the most part, has been turnovers. Memphis turned the ball over 3 times in the game last year.
That was weather.
And some of that was weather, and
both play in it, but
and unfortunately that cost Memphis the game. The year before, when Memphis was a winner here, Navy turned the ball over 4 times. So they've both been very generous in giving games away, and that could be one of the keys.
When Navy gets it rolling, they almost hypnotize you. I mean, they take the crowd out. They get in 3rd and short,
4th and short. If they're anywhere near midfield, even on the minus side of the field, on 4th down, they will go for it.
Let me tell you one last thing, and I'll get out of your way. I played baseball at Memphis back in the late 70s and had the good fortune. I won't say I played. I would say I was on the team, and our star was Charlie Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And the year that...
So you played for Coach Kilpatrick?
Oh, yeah, Coach K. And 1 game away from the College World Series.
Man, we miss Charlie, don't we?
Charlie is a heck of a nice guy.
I can't walk in the press box at AutoZone Park that it doesn't hit me, because he would always walk in and, hey partner, how's everything going? And we had just been up at the World Series in 2011 and late October, and then the news of Charlie's passing. So this year, 8 years, and I really miss him. And his story coming through high school and went to Ole Miss and then transferred to Memphis State and finished up well there, and then with the Chicks, and then starting an all-star game. What a story.
He was a heck of a player, obviously. All-star starter, no-hitter. You don't do that by accident.
A nice guy, though.
And he was a great guy and gave back to the community through baseball. He was a coach, and then he became the announcer. He didn't need to do that. He did that because he loved it.
Loved being
and loved being a part of the game, and he is missed.
When my son was starting competitive ball, maybe he was 8 years old, so this would have been about 90, I invited Charlie to come out and work with the pitchers. And it was a cold, rainy night in February in Collierville, and he was about 15 minutes late, and the people were saying, no, he's not coming. You just made this up. And I said, Charlie,
we'll be here.
And here he comes. And, boy, everybody just lit up because here comes a big leaguer coming to teach those kids.
Yeah, big leaguer in many ways.
All right, La Maison, a former Tiger, come on out and
Thank you, Billy.
See what he's got, and you get a gold penny. It is a neat deal. That is for sure. I tell you, you want another key for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Watch time of possession.
All right, how exaggerated does it have to be? Because I think you have to enter into it that Navy's going to win that. But if it's
you know what their plus is at this point in time. Their plus is 14 minutes and 16 seconds per game. Memphis is good. Memphis is like 8 minutes and 40 seconds plus on time of possession. But let me tell you why with Navy. And Mike Norvell told this story to us yesterday in our meeting. I don't think I said this on the air yesterday, and that was. In the first quarter and the third quarter of the game, might have been his first year when he played Navy, Memphis had the ball and scored. 1 time in the first quarter, and 1 time in the third quarter. So they had the ball,
touches.
1 possession, first quarter and third quarter. They scored both times, still lost the game.
It's the 4 corners of football.
It's incredible. I mean, think about that. 1 possession is all you got in 2 different quarters.
Yeah, they take the air out of the ball and they take the life out of the crowd.
You got to score. You really have
with converting.
Every time he's won the toss, and he's won all 3 so far this year, he has deferred. I don't know what he's going to do, but I would think I might change that myself if it were my call, because I want the lead against Navy. I don't want to fall behind that team.
You know, Dave, we hear this and people say it a lot, but I do think, especially against wishbone, very run-oriented teams, playing from ahead matters because they're not built for comebacks. Navy's not built for coming back from a 14 or 17-point deficit. That's not what they do.
No.
They like to get ahead and play downhill and play with that lead and kind of make you scramble.
Malcolm Perry's going to be fun to watch, too. I do remember, I think it was last year, I counted it.
Dave, I know it's because
different guys missed. It was
I know it's because we're
something.
old, but I loved in the classic triple option days when everybody ran, every high school ran. You could count on 2 things in the 70s in this area. Every high school band played the theme to Hawaii 5-0, and everybody ran the triple option. Everybody ran the wishbone. I thought it was a thing of beauty, that quarterback getting out on the edge and you commit to him and him letting it go at the last second. And I think you were in Dallas during these years. Everybody talks about Dickerson and James and after that DuPont.
That's when I was there.
But how Lance McElhaney ran that wishbone for SMU, I thought he was among the very best wishbone guys ever as the trigger guy. Oklahoma had a lot of them, Jamel Holloway, Steve Davis, Thomas Lott. J.C. Watt.
They were
Jack
great in those battles with Oklahoma and Nebraska.
But I thought
trying to stop them was amazing.
I thought Lance McElhaney at SMU in the early '80s, he directed the wishbone. D. Dallas at Air Force came here with some Air Force teams for AutoZone Liberty Bowls. Yeah. He could really run the wishbone. But they've got one now, and they've got a good one at Army and Air Force Academy. Always.
There's only one thing I don't like about it. Is that especially in this day and age with defensive linemen as big and fast as they are now, I think it's rare that a wishbone, a true triple option quarterback makes it through a season healthy.
Here's another
Malcolm Perry's been hurt. Abby, the other guy, used to get hurt all the time.
Joe Hamilton at Georgia Tech was a real good wishbone guy.
Yeah, he was.
He could get it out on that edge, but it's not built to come back. Although the coaches from that day, Bryant, Dye, Dooley, they all said that it was one of the best passing offenses ever because you were guaranteed man-to-man coverage with every route. You couldn't play a zone defense against a wishbone team. You'd have people running wide open. So you were guaranteed, and you really catch them at the right time to throw on them. Are you watching any of the ESPN 150-year?
Yeah, I am.
Last night was blockbuster great, and it featured a lot of wishbone teams.
We keep telling you that we are doing this tasting. The product is from Wheeler's Raid. That's the distillery in Memphis. The product is called 34 Degrees North. We got a couple different kinds. We're going to find out what they are. Sneaky Pucker and Barrel Thief. I have no idea what they are, but I can tell you Kevin Watts does know. He's going to join us in just a minute. We'll let you know this portion of the show is brought to you by Conway Services, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and, of course, the tankless water heater. And this new technology is now affordable. Thanks to John and all the people that he works with, you can now really cash in on new technology. But by the way, it's a perfect time because John's going to give you this new technology with either 24 months to pay interest-free or he'll give you $250 for the old tanked water heater. Here's the reasons why you want this new technology. One, you never, ever run out of hot water. Never. I can run it all day. Never run out of hot water. And by the way, you save money on your MLGW bill because you only heat the water you're using, so you're not paying to heat a 75-gallon tank that you're never using it. And then the other thing is you never have to worry about a water tank bursting because there is no water tank. Give John a call, 384-3511, 384-3511. Conway Services, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and the home of the tankless water heater. Cardinals score again. They're in the bottom of the fifth now. It is 4-2 St. Louis. They're trying to get that magic number down even further. Back in a minute here at the Spirit Shop. This is Sports Time with Wolo and Stats.
Search Sports 56 on Facebook and give us a like. And follow us on Twitter at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Family Leisure has the world's biggest spa sale going on now. Over 50 spas in stock and ready to sell. $8,000 spas now just $44.99. Four-person spas starting at $24.99. Swim spas from $89.99. Huge discounts on all spas. Get the lowest prices of the year with special financing available. It's the world's biggest spa sale happening now at Family Leisure. Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Your Memphis Tigers football team returns home to Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium for a nationally televised clash with rival Navy Thursday, September 26th at 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale at GoTigersGo.com. So bring out the whole family as we celebrate Veteran and Military Appreciation Night as part of this important AAC game. The Tigers look to defend the AAC West Division, but we need you in the stands to provide a great home field advantage. Memphis versus Navy Thursday, September 26th. Sponsored by KTG USA.
Memphis, it's official. Crab King Seafood is where it's at. For the most flavored seafood and biggest plates, run to a Crab King's near you. Visit our Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Starting this week, get 3 juicy snow crabs, 17 shrimps, 2 whole sausages, 2 corn, 2 eggs, and a large side of potatoes for only $43.99. That's right, $43.99. The price, the portions, the service is why Crab Kings is number 1. Make the right choice the first time. Make it Crab Kings. Come and devour our tasty snow crabs, king crab, shrimp, salmon, and catfish. Enjoy Memphis' best tasting pastas with your choice of toppings. Visit our Bartlett Cordova locations at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Crab Kings is open Tuesday through Sunday. For more information, Google Crab Kings Memphis or download the app Crab Kings, a Memphis original.
You'll see the dedication in every single step.
Test 1 2 1 2.
Very good.
We're
close.
Hard to get. You'll see it in the
Nolensville, just south of Nashville.
Yes, sir. About 20 minutes.
Boy, it's Boomtown, isn't it?
It's crazy. It's crazy. But Nashville and Memphis is very different.
Wolf Chase Lemon Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Lemon Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemonbrace.com.
Drew, tell Dole we'll come to him after we visit with Kevin Watts, okay? Okay, thank you.
Now more of Sports Time with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again are Dave Woloshyn and Brad Norsworthy.
Welcome back in here at the Spirit Shoppe, 4848 Poplar. That is Poplar and St. Nick. We're having a heck of a time. We want you to come by. We get so many things. We're giving away golf. We're giving away butcher shop. We're giving away 2 tickets, really good tickets, with a parking pass to tomorrow's Memphis Navy game.
We're giving away Neil's.
And Neil's, where the Fat Man rocks. We're giving all the stuff away, but you got to come and register. You got to come see us. And while you're here, you can try out this new product from a distillery called Wheeler's Raid. Now, I inadvertently gave it the wrong location. We should be happy to have Wheeler's Raid in Memphis, but it's not. It's in Nolensville, which is just south of Nashville in Middle Tennessee. Kevin Watts, who is from Memphis, pride of Bishop Burn High School.
Yes, sir.
Joins
Red
us
Knights.
now. Tell me a little bit about this product. How did you get involved with this Wheeler's Raid?
Unlike John Harden, we're not going to sample on there. I can't at all.
Three samples.
John, we got a sample for you. Come on over.
Yeah, we actually do. But yeah, so we're just thanks. Yeah, John tried it earlier this afternoon on the show.
John also.
John's got shot glasses.
John, I'll tell you what. I'll trade you that for some water.
That's a good deal.
It's hard to find here at the Spirit Shoppe, but I bet we could find a bottle of water. But yes, we just launched a few months ago in Middle Tennessee. Just launched in Memphis about 6 weeks ago, and so we've got 2 canned cocktails. I think you mentioned the names earlier. One's Sneaky Pucker. It's our take on vodka lemonade. So it's vodka, lemon, lavender.
It rolls so much easier with you. You've said it a lot, haven't you?
I have said it a lot, yes.
Did you ever screw that up, by the way?
If you've had 1.5, you probably, your P's become F's. So you got to be careful.
No, they become PH.
PH. Exactly. An H gets slid in between the P and the U. Anyways, yeah, so we the Sneaky Pucker, 12.5% alcohol by volume.
a lot of people are familiar with canned cocktails because of some of the hard seltzers that are out there, and those are essentially, fermented sugar flavored beer. I mean, it's, there's one out there that rhymes with Bright Slaw. I can't say their name, but
right.
People are very familiar with it. Those can be found in the grocery store. Ours are liquor products. Our vodka drink has vodka in it. Our bourbon drink, which is called Barrel Thief, has bourbon in it. So the Sneaky Pucker, again, vodka, lemon, lavender, and then our Barrel Thief, which is probably my favorite. It's our take on an old fashioned. So it's bourbon, Angostura bitters, simple syrup, a little orange zest. And that one's 15%. And their cocktails, each can is 12 ounces, so you're really getting 2 cocktails per can. And
now you can find that everywhere, right?
You can in liquor stores, yes.
Liquor stores.
And we're in Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville, Chattanooga, and in the Panhandle of Florida. But we're a new company. We're working on distribution elsewhere. But
in a perfect world, will you be in every state?
In a perfect world, we will be. And I'll be honest with you, we've done a couple of events here in Memphis. Earlier this summer, we did the Memphis Flyer Summer Cocktail Festival.
Yeah.
And we did the Bacon and Bourbon Festival downtown. And we could not have had better response. I mean, just really, people come out, they like it. When we do the tastings and people find out what the product is, they love it. I mean, it really does taste good.
Tell the truth. If I were going to try only one,
I've got the answer.
And I don't know which one. I happen to like vodka, to be honest with you, but I like bourbon too. What am I doing?
What are you going to do with it? Are you going to the lake? Are you going to go out? Are you going to go tailgate? Are you going to be on Tiger Lane tomorrow?
I'll tell you, I will be on
porch.
I will be on Tiger Lane, but then I'll be broadcasting, so I won't be drinking any. I'll be drinking the water that I just got.
Dave throws down. He's going to be barking at the moon. That's what he wants to do.
No, I'll tell you what. This is when I come home after having to put up with the stuff I do with Brett every day. I'm going to go out and I'm going to enter my backyard and I'm going to clean my swimming pool. And while I do this is my relaxation, I am going to sip
swimming pool
something.
Is your relaxation.
Yeah. Yes. Usually it's
his first grandchild.
It involves some sort of wine. But I'm willing to expand my horizons here if you talk me into the right product.
I hate when I go to restaurants and they say everything is good on the menu. They are both good. I'm partial to the Barrel Thief, and especially if it's late at night when you're skimming your pool.
Yes.
Get you a glass of ice, pour you a half a can, and I promise you'll sip it, you'll enjoy it, you'll remember our conversation today.
I know. Since you brought up the bourbon, someone told me, can't say who, someone told me you guys are about to start your own bourbon line as well. This will not be cocktail in a can. This will be aged barrel bourbon?
That's correct. Yeah, so we've got bourbon coming out. We're hoping to hit the stores by November. Our bottling line actually is coming in over the next week. We'll be doing some trial runs and everything, but it'll be aged 4-year, 8-month bourbon that under the Wheeler's Raid brand, which Wheeler's Raid is what started the canned cocktail line. We put the canned cocktails on the market first, and the bourbon's coming soon after. And we're excited. And I'll be honest with you, I've tasted it. If you like bourbon, it's really good.
Okay.
It's really good, I promise you.
All right.
I'll come back in town and give you a sample of that as well.
We'll do another tasting. So here's the deal. If I had a choice between Barrel Thief or the real deal from Wheeler's Raid that's coming from that barrel, which one am I doing here? Come on, Kevin Watts. Don't back out on me.
You're doing both. You're gonna start the night off with a Barrel Thief, and you're gonna round it out with a nice Wheeler's Raid neat.
And then my wife will have to wake me up.
Your wife will have to wake you
from our little lounge chair.
Sure.
This is great. So you just come here to get it, right? This is where we want to come.
I would want everybody to come to the Spirit Shop. We're actually doing samples here until 6 o'clock, so people have a little over an hour to come in. We'll give you a pour of each. We'll be down for those of your listeners of Sports 56 that are members of the Highland 100 Club. Every Memphis home game, we're part of the tailgate of the Highland 100 tailgate, and tomorrow we'll actually be inside with our tent and samples, giving out samples to the Highland 100 guests.
Kevin, a texter at 67129 at our First Bank text line, asked us to ask you if it needs to be shaken.
No. Everything's good to go. And I'll be honest with you, they're great out of the can. They're better over ice. They are cocktails. They're meant to be put over ice, but if you want to throw this in a cooler and take it on the boat or to your neighbor's barbecue and drink it right out of the can, I promise
either way works.
Yes, sir.
So you had the Highland 100 celebrating?
Not today, tomorrow AM. Yes, sir. They'll be there, and
you're there for every home game.
5 o'clock. We're part of the Highland 100 tailgate for every Memphis home game.
So it's the Highland 100 tent, or by that Highland 100 tent, by Tiger Lane. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kevin. Best of luck to you.
Genuinely, both of you guys, I appreciate you taking the time to let us talk a little about the product, and I hope everybody will come down and see us.
Yeah, our pleasure. Always love new products, that is for sure. In the meantime, we were talking a little bit about Charlie Lee before, and I know that brought up some memories from a whole bunch of different people. I just think, you know how I think about him? I even thought about him last night when I went to do the 901 FC. When you pass by and you go into that plaza, the guy on the mound is Charlie Lee.
And you know who's catching?
Tim McCarver.
Two pretty good ones.
Isn't that the best combination of Memphis baseball players?
I think so.
I don't think there's anybody. There was a really good one from Ralph Gagliano. The Gagliano family were really good baseball players, but I think if we're going to pick the cream of the crop in Memphis when it comes to baseball, those would be the two,
especially
right?
a pitcher-catcher combo.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely clear that.
No,
you start an all-star game, pitching no-hitter to big leagues.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
you know, last night.
Or have a career like Tim McCarver that lasted 100 years.
You tell me if this nugget matters. I think it does, especially considering the time frame that it is. Last night, Jack Flaherty, I saw this. I want to get it right. Last night was the 8th time this year Jack Flaherty carried a no-hitter through at least 4 innings. That in itself doesn't sound like much, but then this. That's the most such starts by any major league pitcher in a single season in the last 40 years.
Wow. You know what's a little interesting about that? And I can tell you why. I can remember even guys like Gibson or Juan Pizarro many years ago, or Koufax or Drysdale or any of these great power pitchers. I remember as a kid, hearing managers say, we got to jump on guys like that early because they get better as the time goes on.
Sweat going.
This guy he's just unhittable from the get-go.
I questioned a little bit him being taken out at Wrigley, not as much last night, because you don't know it's going 19. But come next week, playoff time, Mike Shield needs to leave him in there, doesn't he? He got all winter to rest, doesn't he?
Oh, I think come playoff time you would, but not last night. That's, the Cardinals are going to win this thing. Although I did get a text on the First Bank text line at 67129 from a guy who's a Brewers fan. He said, look out, my Brewers are on a roll. And I can't remember who made the comment
earlier. If they don't lose again, the Cardinals
could have a problem.
The Cardinals are going to have to do their part. It's clear now the Brewers aren't going to lose it for the Cardinals. Cardinals have to go out and win.
Who was the one that was just talking about, it is the ultimate team game. And since the loss of Christian Yelich, they're like, what are they, 17-2 or something?
They coalesced. They bonded.
They decided they couldn't rely on one guy, and they were going to have to win it as a team. And
Braun has
they have been crazy. And Braun's been a great player his whole career.
He has been, and Craig Counsell has had playoff experience. Next week,
well, he's going to be the dean of National League managers, possibly.
If they blow out Clint Hurdle in Pittsburgh, it feels like they might. I think that would be a little short-sighted. He's done him a really good job.
You know what, he has, but I got to say this. The perception within the division is that, he's a cheap shot guy. He has people throw at you and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think I think that hurt him earlier in the year. I really do. Just a reminder, again, we've got really good tickets for the Tigers and Navy tomorrow night, and we've got a wonderful, right by Bensinger Glass, parking pass.
Golf for 4 at Wedgwood.
This thing is really valuable.
Butcher Shop.
$50 gift certificate, Wedgwood Golf, and where the Fat Man Rocks, Neil's, another $50 gift certificate. All you got to do is register, because we're giving this stuff away. We got enough names, but I want people to win.
Get to the microphone. What good with Fat Man Rocks?
We're the Fat Man Rocks.
There you go. Has she been in this product? Has she been doing the 34 degrees? We got to go. Back in a minute. Final hour coming your way of Sports Time with Wolo and Stats.
the forensic analyst searched for clues to the house fire.
Could that be
Starch? Suddenly it came together. The fire was started by
an over-microwaved potato?
Covered, July 25th, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Stop. Pick up your golf clubs. Head to my favorite place, Vantage Point Golf Center, 9580 Macon Road in Cordova. Open 7 days a week. Vantage Point Golf Center. They got it all. Top Tracer powered by Top Golf. Track your shots like the pros. You know exactly where you hit the ball. Have a beer, eat a sandwich, and relax. Over 50 grass spots and fully lit for nighttime. There are 18 holes of mini golf. It's fun for the whole family. Visit Vantage Point Golf Center. They've got it all. 1 mile west of Houston Levee.
Get your gun, Nellie, and saddle up Penelope as Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 700 new Buicks and GMC trucks, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 500 in stock. Ranch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone, and remember, you can bring your car to Sunrise Service no matter where you bought it. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help you put one of your brand on these little fillies. Free hot dogs and Cokes at the Chuck Wagon Western Trading Days going on now at all 3 Sunrise locations. We make it fun to buy a car again.
Sunrise on Jefferson is perfect for just about everyone. If you're a busy professional on your way to work, Sunrise is the ideal place to pick up a cup of coffee and a biscuit sandwich. Or maybe you just want to have a casual breakfast meeting away from the office, or you want to grab a classic lunch served fast and fresh. Whether you want to dine in or carry out, there's really nothing in Memphis that compares to Sunrise. Whatever you're looking for, breakfast or lunch, chances are it can be found at Sunrise on Jefferson.
The Spirit Shop is having a broadcast all day Wednesday from 10 a to 6 p. The Spirit Shop is literally pulling out all the stops all day with Sports 56. Sample all your favorite bourbon, beer, and wines. We got a food truck. Come win lots of door prizes. Tickets to the U of M Navy game. $50 gift cards to Neil's Bar and Grill. $50 gift cards to the Butcher Shop. 4 rounds of golf at Wedgwood, including the cart. Make the Spirit Shop your liquor, wine, and beer oasis. 4848 Poplar.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Station. Welcome back to Sports Time with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Dave Wolosian and Brad Norsworthy.
Come on, Muhammad, we hit fame. Once again, we welcome you. Hour number 3 of the program here at the Spirit Shop. We've been here really all morning long. Started with Greg and Eli, and then Johnny Radio. And the food has arrived, by the way. It arrived a little bit ago. It's called Triple B. We got pulled pork or chicken. We got nachos, pork or chicken. We've even got salads. Wow. We got steak burger and rib tips, all kinds of stuff. Triple B is the truck. It's right outside, right here at the Spirit Shop. We want you to come by, try Triple B. We've also got this really cool tasting of cocktail in a can. This is a regional distillery called Wheeler's Raid that has this new product, cocktail in a can. One is basically vodka and lemonade, and the other is like an old-fashioned. It's bourbon, and it's really good, according to a couple of the people that I talked to, and there's a little punch based on the way they were talking to me. So I'm getting to know this is really a very, very good product. We also would love for you to be a beneficiary of a lot of the goodies we got that we will give away at about 5:45 today. They include 2 tickets, and they're really good tickets, to the Tigers and Navy tomorrow, plus parking right across the street at Bensinger's, and that is a really good deal. $50 gift certificate to the Butcher Shop, also to Neil's, same amount of cash, and was it a round of 4?
Yes, for 4, yes.
Yeah, a round for 4 at Wedgwood Golf Course. And the last time I was there, John Wells course was absolutely in perfect condition.
TJ Reeves coming up momentarily. The Rays with a big win last night. Drew and I talked about it closing last night to see how big a crowd it was in Tampa. It was a good crowd, but I think it should be more. And I know TJ's tired of hearing about baseball crowds in Tampa, but for the Yankees in town with those stakes for the Rays, a Rays team that if they host that wild card and catch that wave, and then they would play the 1 seed, that would either be the Yankees or the Astros. I think they are dangerous. And Dave, we talked a lot of the summer about, was there a team back of the pack to put together a Rockies type 21 out of 22 run from a few years ago? Well, nobody was back of the pack because Milwaukee was there.
The Brewers are doing it right now.
But they were there. They don't qualify as back of the pack no more than the Rays. That's two good teams that could make life really tough for people coming up in October.
Cardinals now lead 5-2 that game.
Rose Arena, first big league homer
of the fifth, but the Diamondbacks with the bases loaded are really making something happen. Oh no, they're not up there. I just thought I'd put a little bit of fear in your.
I've never known you with
heart.
I've just this. And
never seen how you keep throwing this in my face. Every time they score a run, you don't want to announce it. Dave, look at this.
Dave, I'm just being a good production assistant was all I was doing.
Oh, I see.
I've just never known you to play the skullduggery
game. Do me a favor then. Put on TJ Reeves.
I did.
He joins us now from Tampa. Always a pleasure. I'm
playing PA, TJ.
I was so hoping for you guys the other day, but you let this rookie quarterback come in with a comeback. What's going on?
Well, it's good to be with you, I think, because I thought I had moved on from Sunday, and now you want to bring it back up that we allowed a rookie quarterback, Daniel Jones, with all the scrutiny, with all the questioning of why the Giants took him, and what a fairy tale Sunday it ends up being for him. I mean, for all time, for him. He can talk about his first game being a win on the road where he scores the winning touchdown on 4th down. It's like Hollywood type. And unfortunately for the Bucs, it ends with a missed field goal, a very makeable field goal. I mean, you have to appreciate that, the players hurt more, the organization hurts more. But for somebody that's doing the post-game show on the radio, after you've dramatically come back in the final 30 seconds to get in field goal range, to miss that kick, when you're thinking we're going to be in the locker room, everybody's celebrating, you're talking to a happy rookie kicker, a happy quarterback, a happy coach, everybody's going to sleep better, food's going to taste better, and then the kick goes wide right, and it's now a funeral. And that's no exaggeration. Nobody wants to say anything to anybody. So that's the way it goes in the NFL. Welcome to it, but now you got to move on from it.
We've all seen it. We've all been there.
TJ, I'm going to tell you, and I don't want to draw you into it because I almost drew Dave into too much injury news the other day, and I know the verboten among radio crew and talking about injuries and stuff. But on Monday, I was a little tough on Todd Bowles. Tampa's had great coordinators through the years, Monty Kiffin and Tony Dungy and the likes. Is Todd Bowles, is he that good at DC?
I think yes. I think he's got proven track record previously in a couple of stops, and then of course he was the head coach of the Jets. One of the things that victimized the Bucs was poor play with a young secondary. Not making excuses, but most of the guys that the Bucs are playing in the secondary are first or second year players, and you saw mistakes in the second half when the Giants made adjustments, and so there's some growing pains. But those are the same guys that helped shut down Cam Newton, wounded or not, in the Carolina Thursday night game. So you got to take the good with the bad, and it's not going to be an easy task now because you got to go to the Rams and Sean McVay and obviously a 3-0 LA team, and that defense is going to get put to the test. I think it was a weird game for a lot of reasons because the Bucs scored the first 5 times, all 5 possessions in the first half with 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals in half number 1, and then come out in the second half and give up a 75-yard touchdown on the first play of the second half. But then the offense can't really do anything after that in the third quarter and kind of let the Giants back in the game, and that set up the end scenario. But the specific answer is I think Bowles' defense is sound. I think that if there is a question mark right now, is the secondary going to be mature enough here in the early part of the season to handle everything they're doing?
TJ, college football being, I won't say roundly criticized, but a lot of people with college football, the year is good, but I know how it's going to be at the end of the year, and it feels like we do know who will be there at the end of the year. I think I could give everybody about 6 teams, and everyone else takes the field, and you take one of those 6 teams, you're going to win it. in the NFL a little bit the same way? It feels really top heavy. Last year's NFC Championship game participants, last year's AFC Championship game participants, maybe the Cowboys. It feels like in the NFL, it's about as matter of fact, and at the end will be a certain number of teams as college football.
Well, and I think it's a good analogy. And obviously, you have far fewer teams, but the Patriots are always going to be there. We've said that for 15 years. They're going to be there as a contender for the AFC Championship, for the Super Bowl. The Chiefs look unstoppable right now on offense. So those two appear to be on a collision course, but can another team get in the mix and maybe mess that up? So, somebody like a Baltimore Ravens, can they get in the mix in the AFC and maybe
Eagles
and maybe mess it up? I don't know. But so now over in the NFC, you mentioned the Cowboys, and let's not forget Green Bay with a first-year head coach that seems to be getting along just swimmingly right now with Aaron Rodgers. They're 3-0. They're playing the Thursday night game tomorrow night. They're obviously going to have a say-so at some point. It's so funny in the NFL. You talk about week to week. What were we talking about last week with the New Orleans Saints? How many games can they win without Drew Brees? If he's gone for 6 games, are they going to win 2 of them? Might they only win 1 of them? Now they go up to Seattle with Teddy Bridgewater, play a great game, get a defensive touchdown, get a punt return. Bridgewater plays well. They've got Alvin Kamara running the ball. And now everybody's talking about, hey, could they win 4 or 5 of these games before Brees gets back? So it's 1 week to the next, and the Saints obviously play the Cowboys on the Sunday night game coming this Sunday night. But I really think in the NFC, you have numerous teams like Green Bay or Dallas, and even the Eagles, and I know Wolo wants to say something about his Bears that could maybe challenge the Saints and the Rams. So it's a little more wide open than
I'm not convinced yet. I've got to see more Mitch Trubisky, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure Nagy even has faith in him.
I'm not either, TJ. And the Bears cannot waste, I think, this transcendent defense. I'm not going to put it there with 85, but it's there for most defenses in 2019, and I think they could be wasting this classic championship defense with a fairly pedestrian quarterback.
Well, and there's so much talk about you could have had Deshaun Watson, you could have had Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Traded a number 1 pick even to move up a spot.
We've heard that.
Gave away 5 picks too, TJ.
No, not 5.
Well, yeah. And
I guess you're right. That was with Khalil Mack. Yeah. But that was worth it.
Exactly. Khalil Mack is making it look like he should be worth 3 or 4 draft picks himself with the way that he's played.
He is.
And I think at the end of things, Chicago's going to be right there with Green Bay, and Detroit is surprisingly good here in the early part.
That is the best division, and your division
and the Vikings,
I think, is the one that's really the most disappointing. That the Saints are the best team without their quarterback, and they're 2-1, but that gives you guys. A lot of hope, and you have scored 68 points. You mentioned defense, and that's a big part of all of this. And Bruce Arians, I think, is fixing your offense a little bit here.
Well, and they've had no trouble scoring and should not have any trouble scoring. We'll see, though. The Rams are obviously a different situation with Aaron Donald, and we're going out to L.A. for that one. And the odyssey now is about to begin, because then New Orleans the following week, and then London for the rematch with the Panthers is coming up right after that. And then you take, after the bye week, you take off 2 more times to go play in Nashville and also in Seattle before it is all said and done. So lots and lots of travel before the Bucs will play another game at Raymond James Stadium. So, look, I would love to sit here and tell you that you can figure this out week to week. But I mean, if the Bucs go out and play solidly against the Rams and hang in, it definitely bodes well for the rest of this upcoming season. And you've got enough talent on offense where you can win some of these games. So let's just see how that part plays out. Now, I know you want to, you want to talk a little football with me, but we got to get to the Rays, don't we? Because
we are.
The Cardinals, but the Rays are still alive.
Well, and the Cubs may be after that new manager. They took Madden from you. Looks like Madden's going to go. So Kevin could be our guy.
Kevin Cash?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be in demand. What a job he's done. Again, say what you want about the goofiness of the starter, or the opener, using the bullpen guys, but the New York Yankees used it last night and they're still battling trying to get home field advantage. There are numerous teams, the Dodgers included too, that are now doing what the Rays came up with a year ago as a strategy and kind of a breakthrough analytically on matchups and outs and that kind of stuff. So it's been a tremendous year from the standpoint of a low payroll, not a lot of household names, but and guys, they are on a tremendous dramatic tear. I mean, I've been around so many people the last 48 hours that have said, are they trying to kill us with all of these crazy games where the Rays have now won not one, not two, not three, but 4 of the last 5 games in extra innings.
It's that time of year.
It has been a great run, and you wonder how long it can keep up. But they won another one last night on a home run in the bottom of the 12th.
All right, here is a fair question for you. Because of the opening pitcher and all this other thing, there seems to be, for Kevin Cash, a huge amount of collaboration with the analytical department upstairs. How much is Kevin? How much is this really more GM?
Is it controlled by it?
Is the manager really sort of the messenger, or is he really managing?
I think it's both, because he obviously knows pitching. He's a former catcher. They do collaborate, but ultimately there's no one they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to radio down on, hey, go take him out now and go put the next guy in. That's him punching the right buttons. And obviously you've got the 40-man rosters now, so you've got more bullpen guys that he's using, and he's mixing and matching. So, yeah, I would give him most of the credit on that. They clearly are meeting with strategies on who do we like against this lineup to be the opener, to pitch the first couple of innings, and who do we like later on in the game, and who are we saving and where. But he ultimately has to decide that, along with the pitching coach and with what they're doing. But they have done well. Speaking of that front office, they get Tommy Pham from someone's Cardinals. Thank you again, Stats, and the Cardinals for Tommy Pham, who's performed well at a very high level. They get Austin Meadows, who's a fantastic outfielder that hardcore baseball fans know that name from the Pirates. They got him in the Chris Archer trade, and he's had a fantastic season this year as a power-hitting outfielder. They've got a shortstop who's now hit 20 home runs, hit a huge home run in the Sunday win over the Red Sox, named Willie Adames. Adames they got in the David Price trade 4 years ago. He was an 18-year-old shortstop, single A. They got him 4 years ago when they traded David Price at the trading deadline to the Detroit Tigers, and Adames has blossomed in. So you go and find players for the low budget that they have, sprinkle them in, and everybody's going crazy for the South Korean first baseman DH Ji-Man Choi. It's Ji-Man fever down here with the dramatic home run last night, and he's a big-time home run hitter, and he's a fun guy in their clubhouse. So they've kind of pieced it together, but you don't accidentally win 94 games, which they've won to this point. They're on the verge of maybe 96 or 97 wins.
And 190
well,
last
they'll need
year.
to. They'll need to win. They'll keep winning if they want to make this.
Win 95 games and stay at home.
Okay, just seriously,
it's amazing.
Can the
more than likely it's going to take 96 wins, or you're staying home, and it may take a 97th win by the time we get to Sunday, or you're out.
I won't game 163. I'm sorry to do that to
you. Can either you or Oakland? Are you guys, because the hot team is usually a hot team through the playoffs? Can anybody dethrone any of the division winners? Look, the Yankees and Houston have won 102 games.
That hot team, they catch a wave, especially if you win game 163 and you win that wild card one game. Man, you think you're bulletproof then, TJ.
Right. Well, the only thing that you would be concerned with from the Rays standpoint, and I don't know, Oakland is at home, correct, with Seattle this weekend? I believe that's right.
Yeah.
So in the Rays case, they're in Toronto. So if there is a 163 against the Indians, the play-in game, that would be in Tampa allegedly on Monday, in St. Petersburg, allegedly on Monday. So the Rays would have to fly Sunday night from Toronto, get in late night, middle of the night, Sunday night, something like that. Play on Monday, may even be a day game, depending. And then you would, if you win, have to go all the way out to the West Coast to play Oakland, who's sitting there waiting for you, whoever wins the game. And then in that case, if you win the game, you're playing game one, however it factors out. I don't know if it's Houston or if it's New York. You're playing game one probably on Thursday or Friday in another city. I don't know how fresh you're going to be and how good you're going to be in the first couple of games of the divisional series if you have to go through all of that.
And Major League Baseball started this a few years ago, and I like it. The Sunday finishes, everything's going to start. All the games, first pitch will be in the 2 o'clock Central time area, hour. Like on the West Coast in Seattle, it's still first pitch, still going to be, I think, 2:05, maybe 2:10. Of course, that'll be 12:10 out there. And the games on the East Coast will be, every game Sunday will start in the 2 o'clock window where there's no funny stuff.
It's 5-3, bottom of the 6th. Nobody out in Arizona, and runners on second and third for the Diamondbacks. We're keeping our eye on all of this. Do you think, TJ, seriously, that Fox would love this to be Yankees-Dodgers? Would they be disappointed if it was the Cardinals or the Braves that ended up being the team?
What if it was Milwaukee and Tampa?
Well, they want the larger markets, but they've had L.A. each of the last couple of years.
And Boston and L.A. last year.
Last year it had Houston the year before that. So you get what you get on this. And if you end up with Milwaukee
and Tampa, I'd be all for that.
I'd love it.
It's what you end up with. Now the likelihood is out of Houston or New York, one of them is going to win because they are loaded. They are obviously sitting back and waiting for wild card team to show up or the other divisional team to show up, the other division winner to show up. So it's more than likely going to be one of them. But yeah, I mean, they want the drama. We've talked about this on your show. They want the one-game manufactured drama of let's do the play-in thing or let's do the wild card thing is one thing to get everybody all amped up, and then you settle into a series after that. You settle into the best of 5 in the divisional series. And New York and Houston are going to be very tough to beat, obviously, in 5 games.
All right, hypothetical, back to football for 1 second. A team that's 1-2 might consider this, that still thinks they're a pretty good team. Drew Rosenhaus today, again, said Antonio Brown wants to play football, even though he's now enrolled at Central Michigan University. You think there's a team out there that would really take him? A team that really maybe has some potential that needs a big play guy. Would anybody do that right now, take Antonio Brown?
I don't think so. I'm no GM. I'm not in on the league meeting right now with that side, but I think there's so much baggage. As someone jokingly put on social media last week when all of this went down, the guy's got 3 different jerseys on the clearance rack in the same calendar year for Pittsburgh, Oakland, and New England, and you've got a league discipline situation looming here, where they're still investigating, they're still talking to him. So forget about the football talent. The guy's got a lot of problems and a lot of issues. And Rosenhaus for years has had to defend a lot of his guys that make a lot of mistakes, and this one is as high-profile flame-out as he's had in a decade, Rosenhaus.
Does he take some responsibility for not getting control of this guy?
Or maybe even being in cahoots in what they did in Oakland? That was orchestrated.
Or getting some help, or all of the above. I mean, that's supposed to be part of it, but it's obvious. It's obvious at this point that enabling him by giving him another situation and another situation didn't work. And so now let's see what the league comes down with, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago. But I don't think anybody's going to touch him in the short term.
Last thing, because you go to the Final Four every year, and we've seen the allegations and the letter of notice from the NCAA regarding lack of institutional control and the arrow that was flung at Bill Self, which is the coach's responsibility violation. What do you think will happen with all of this? Will this be swept under, or is Self and Kansas truly in trouble?
Well, and this is one of the blue bloods, like we're talking about with the Yankees or the Dodgers, or you're talking about the Patriots or the Cowboys in the NFL.
Or North Carolina.
And look, they did take down Louisville, but they did not really take down North Carolina. So it's anybody's guess. And I got to hear more specifics. I haven't looked a whole lot into it. I know it has to do with the Adidas situation and the federal stuff and paying of players. And if that can be tied back towards the coach, and if the coach should have known, then it's big trouble for Kansas and maybe no postseason for them. We will see.
All right. Thank you much, my friend. We appreciate it. As always, have a safe trip to Los Angeles, and I hope they don't put 100 on you.
We'll see how the game goes. Maybe the Bucs hang in there. Nobody really gave them much of a chance to beat the Panthers on that Thursday night game back a week and a half ago. So Bucs have kind of been in this position before. Let's see if the Rays can hang in there. I'll be on the West Coast while the Rays are in Toronto, and we may be coming back together, and I may be trying to get to that one-game play-in game on Monday of next week if it exists. Let's see what happens. It'll be fun.
Thank you, TJ.
Thank you, TJ. We appreciate it.
All right, boys.
You got it.
Be well.
I'm all for game 163. I know it'd drive any fan of those teams crazy, but I want game 163 Monday.
You just want the drama.
I do. I just want more baseball. And then when we get in the series, I'm for the Cardinals, but I want the full inventory of the series. I want all the 3 out of 5s to go 5, all the 4 out of 7s to go 7. I want October baseball at a high level because it's my favorite time of the year. This hour brought to you every day by DeSoto Auto Sales. They specialize in late model cars with low mileage. They have the very high standards in the car industry at DeSoto Auto Sales down on Goodman Road, 5704 Goodman Road. Check them out online at DeSotoAutoSales.com. Their phone number is 662-890-7184. All the cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, bumper to bumper at DeSoto Auto Sales, where they have an unlimited inventory and literally almost every make, every model. If it's not on the lot, they'll go out and find it for you at DeSoto Auto Sales. No shortcuts. You're treated like family by kind, courteous employees, laid-back atmosphere, no high-pressure sales, but they will make you this promise for the ultimate car experience. You walk in, you meet with your sales rep, you find the car you want, test drive, credit approved, paperwork done, all in about 45 minutes. We're living in a world today that time matters, and they know that at DeSoto Auto Sales. Again, check out the referrals at DeSotoAutoSales.com on Goodman Road down in DeSoto County. The town and country experience at DeSoto Auto Sales. Come on down to Goodman Road.
Oh, it is interesting in Arizona. Runners on second and third. Only one out, and now it's 5-4.
Cardinals are trying to drive me crazy and sleep deprivation.
Man.
That last night.
Could this be another 19-inning game? Get everybody tired. Wow.
I can't take another one.
They'll probably bring Yachty back out. He can't. He can't stand up straight. 19 innings. The hammies, they're dead.
That sound like you're here for me, Dave.
Absolutely.
Drew, I knew
terrible.
I knew it was a hollow promise, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Oh, I knew it would never last if it even started.
Tell me when it started for it to last.
I don't know.
I mean, the other day he even insinuated it was going to be here. Now, the anti-here. You're way over there.
You ahead. You're still in the playoffs.
You're way over there, Dave.
Andy won't admit that we're in the same boat. I don't understand it. No playoff boat is a no playoff boat.
That's right.
We got to take a quick timeout. We do remind everybody, please come in. We've got this really cool 34-degree north. This is cocktail in a can. We got 2 different kinds. Sneaky Pucker, which is like vodka and lemonade, and then Barrel Thief, which is like an old-fashioned with bourbon. Come in, try it, because the folks from the distillery, which is called Wheeler's Raid, is here, and Kevin Watts is dishing it out and having a very good time doing that. We also want you to register because we've got goodies. We got golf for 4 at Wedgwood. We've got Neil's $50 gift certificate. We got Butcher Shop $50 gift certificate, and we've got 2 tickets to Memphis and Navy tomorrow. Good seats with a parking pass right across the street at Ben Singer Golf. You can't beat it. Just come on in, and we got a Triple B menu, food truck right outside with plenty on the menu. We are happening.
The Cardinals got all those base runners off the bases. They all scored.
No way. Home run?
6-5 D-backs. Runner on third now. Got all those runners off base, though. You can pitch freely then.
Yeah, you can. But that lead?
That scoreboard thing.
That lead?
Kind of big.
That's gone. Yeah. Oh. So I'm here for you.
I can tell.
I'm here.
Thank you, Dave.
I want you to feel that
Sincerity's
way.
a little bit in question, but thank you.
No, you know that's not true.
I don't believe it.
You know that's not true. This portion of the show brought to you by Eflin Insurance. That's Matt's place. That's Matt Eflin. He's a real Tiger supporter. He's the guy that 20 years ago graduated, went right to work. And he sells insurance. That's what he does. But he does it with a passion and an approach that is a little unique, which has allowed him in 20 years to open up offices all around Memphis. The main one is in Bartlett, 8099 Stage Hills Boulevard. And he specializes really in all types of insurance needs, personal or business. And the thing about him is you got a different kind of approach, one-on-one. He evaluates each individual's insurance needs. If it's for your business, he'll go there. He'll figure out exactly what really is most important for you and then collaborate with you on the product that you really need. Same thing with your personal insurance, whether that is for your home, making sure your children are well taken care of and being protected. He investigates, finds the right product for you, and then you're protected. You want that sense of comfort? I think you call this number, 757-2315. He'll give you a quote. He'll give you that personalized service I'm talking about. 757-2315. That's the Eflin Insurance Group. Back in just a minute. Wait, we're getting close to giving stuff away here at the Spirit Shop, Poplar and St. Nick. This is Sports Time with Wolo and Stats.
Get happy with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Weekday afternoons from 1 till 3 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Your trusted source for pool supplies and end-of-season pool closings is Mario's Pool Supplies in Germantown, Tennessee. As the pool season crawls to an end, let Mario close your pool for the winter and secure it with a new safety cover to protect your children and pets over the winter. The 2019 People's Choice Award winner for pool supplies and service, Mario's Pool Supplies, 1986 Exeter Road in Germantown, Tennessee, is your one-stop shop for everything pools. Call 901-552-3399 or stop in and talk to Mario today.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. If you're in need of a roof, there's no better place to start than Five Ash Roofing. No matter what your situation is, we have you covered. We can walk you through the insurance process without committing fraud like many of my competitors. You'd be surprised how many times salesmen and contractors will manufacture storm damage just so they can get a sale. We do residential, multifamily, and commercial work. We're certified in every form of roofing we offer. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingle, and we don't charge extra for that. And to my knowledge, there's no other roofing company in Memphis offering that level of security. And if that's not enough, we offer a best price guarantee. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis Athletic Department and a proud member of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
If it's time for a new gun, rifle, or silencer, Tactical Guns and Gear in Collierville on Highway 72 is the best place to go. I promise they have the newest, most exciting selection of guns and silencers you could ever want. I don't care if you shoot for fun, hunt, or just need a gun for personal protection, Tactical Guns and Gear has the best selection of firearms around. The only one-stop silencer shop in Tennessee. In less than 10 minutes, they do all the paperwork. Take your photo, originate gun trust, take your prints electronically, and the best part, you never have to scan them again. Yes, silencers are legal. No special licensing, just a simple background check. Silencers don't make your firearm silent. They simply reduce noise for more enjoyable shooting. Help protect against hearing loss. Reduce recoil. It makes you more accurate. Best silencer place in the entire state of Tennessee, right here in Collierville. For all things guns and gear, ask for Jake or Jim at Tactical Guns and Gear on Highway 72 and tell them Eli says hi. Online at tacticalgunsandgear.com.
The Vargas family, legendary Memphis restaurateur, starting with Mr. Charlie and continuing today with his grandchildren.
Brett, it just dawned on me the other day that while Memphis is celebrating its bicentennial, the Rendezvous has been here well over one-third of Memphis's existence. Someone asked me if we remember the day the Rendezvous started, and I tell them no, because if we thought it was going to last this long, we'd have kept much better records. But we're not a place to rest on our laurels or reputation. We're always trying to add new things to make our customers' experience more enjoyable. Friday lunches have always been special because we give away our red beans and rice. But we are now adding a sausage sandwich. It's the same sausage we serve on our cheese and sausage plate, but it will be served lengthwise on the bun with beans and slaw on the side. We've also partnered with a company called Devillet out of Dyersburg to introduce a new sweet glazed mustard with Rendezvous seasoning in it. It will really go great with a sandwich. I still recommend adding slaw. My grandfather had a hot dog stand on Beale Street in 1916, and we've come full circle using his slaw on our hot dogs. Hope to see you this Friday at the Rendezvous.
In the alley in downtown Memphis.
Are you tired of all the clouds and bad weather? Rain brings pollutants that can wreak havoc on your car's finish. But there is someone who can help. Car Wash USA Express has introduced their most advanced car wash yet with the exclusive Polymer Pro Wash, creating a stronger, more consistent protective sealant for your car's finish. Polymer Pro can only be found at Car Wash USA Express, where attendants are always on duty to keep you and your vehicle safe. For more information and locations, visit carwashusaexpress.com. Car Wash USA Express, because a dirty car is a dirty shame.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports Time with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales.
Here once again
are Dave Wolosian and Brad Norsworthy.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back into the Spirit Shoppe. We got about 10 more minutes to register to win tickets to Memphis and Navy tomorrow with a parking pass right at Bensinger Glass right across the stream. You can't beat this. We got a $50 gift certificate to Neil's and to the Butcher Shop. We got a round of four. You're the hero of all your friends to go play golf at Wedgwood. I mean, we're just generous. And we got a tasting going on of a new product, which is basically a cocktail in a can from 34 degrees north. I mean, we're just having fun. It's brought to you in part by Homer Skelton Hyundai. There's a good place to have fun.
Well, we were having fun until the Arizona Diamondbacks had to rain on my fun.
Oh, we'll get into that in just a second. I'm here for you. I really am.
You're too gleeful.
You're
too gleeful.
But I'm here. I'm trying to. I'm trying to tell everybody about Homer Skelton Hyundai. And
that'll make me in a better mood.
Chris True, the GM, who's got this thing called Shopper Assurance. That's so wonderful. Basically, you go down there. You're going to look at the products like my Santa Fe. Know that you're going to get the Hyundai Assurance, that's 10-year, 100,000-mile, limited powertrain warranty on every car. But then Chris takes it a step further. He gives you the Shopper Assurance, too. That is absolute transparent pricing. You're going to see an unbelievable sticker price. You're going to go, okay, that's pretty darn good. Then you're going to go, let me test drive this thing. Hey, he's going to say to you, as part of the Shopper Assurance, take it for a while. Flexible test drive. Take it for a day if you want to. You'll love it. Then when you buy, here's part 3. When you buy, streamlined process. In and out, you're not there all day. And then the best part is number 4. That's called the 3-day worry-free exchange. You got 3 days, if you've got any buyer's remorse, to exchange the car. Nobody does it. This is why it's the perfect marriage of service and technology. It's the way car business should be conducted. And all you got to do is get on Lamar into Mississippi. First exit Craft Road, turn left. You'll be at that place. You'll be at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
We had a texture at 67129. The First Bank text line said, don't forget about Ross Grimsley, a great left-hander from Memphis. We haven't.
You know that Ross Grimsley is a good Frazier boy.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who's one of his best buddies is one of our sponsors on this program. Mentioned today, in fact. Fred Edmiston, who owns Miramichi and Ross Grimsley, are old buddies in high school, and he comes in a couple times a year still. And you're right, he was a great player.
Great player. First weekend I ever went to St. Louis, my brother and a friend of his that were older than us. They took a lot of members of our Pony League baseball team. We went to St. Louis to see the Cardinals and the Expos, and on Saturday night, 2-0 Expo shutout from Woody Fryman, and on Sunday afternoon, the Cardinals won 7-5, and Ross Grimsley was a starting pitcher that day for the Expos.
Wow. He had that wild hair.
Yeah. Well, it was the 70s.
In the hair.
That was what you were sporting,
That's what I was doing.
That's when Dave was burning down houses.
Oh, yeah, exactly. By the way, you see with that cap he's got on there?
O's.
You know, that's what he's doing now. He does radio for the O's.
Is that right?
Yeah. We got him on the air. We'll get him again.
Oh, I would love to.
Oh, we'll get him on.
He's probably left-handed pitcher all time from the city of Memphis, and Charlie right-handed, but you know the pitcher-catcher combination we were talking about at AutoZone Park, heck, we could expand it. We could add Ross Grimsley.
We could. Oh, it's finally over. The Cardinals are batting 9-2. to 5 as they go to the top of the 7th.
A Brewers win tonight, and it's very interesting in the National League Central. Brewers start in about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Odd 5:40 Central Time, 6:40 in Cincinnati for the Brewers.
Would it be rude of me? Because I'm here for you.
I think if you're prefacing with it being rude, I'm going to guess it's going to be rude.
If I ask for 4 more runs, because the Diamondbacks are my 13-run pool team.
No, Dave, that wouldn't be rude. There would be another word for it. That would be very selfish. And the personality traits that you've exhibited today have really, really been stunning to see
I know.
firsthand, and for a lot of our friends and listeners to come by and see you like this.
So if this holds up, it's down to 2 games, and if the Brewers were to win, then I'd be 1.5 games.
Yeah, and Chris was talking earlier. Chris Raby was talking earlier about it Sunday afternoon, having Jack Flaherty to go on Sunday with however motivated the Cubs might be. Got Dakota Hudson going Friday night. You get to that point, I think all the pressure's on St. Louis then.
The Cardinals will probably come back against the Diamondbacks here right now, so don't worry. It'll be okay.
I'm worried, Dave. The more you tell me don't worry, the more I'm worried. Cardinals off tomorrow. The Brewers don't have another day off. They go right through. The Cardinals Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Boy, the Cubs could really put it to the Cardinals this weekend, couldn't they?
Well, that would be poetic.
You're playing for nothing. We're already in.
Why are we playing for nothing? Why? Because you put us out of everything with that sweep last week.
Dave, I can't.
That would only be fair.
I can't help the Ricketts with their profligate spending, just throwing money around loosely on over-the-hill relievers. That's not on me. That's on you, and mostly on you.
Well, that's just bad breaks.
And technically, you're not actually eliminated yet. You still have a 0.1%.
No, he gave up.
No,
you're 5 games back from the 5 games left. You still got a shot.
You know what they call that? Insight.
No, it was giving up. Never seen you be a quitter.
It's calling it like it is. One of the great Milwaukee Brewer fans of all time has just entered the building. Steve Conley. Brewers are
alive.
Got mentioned in, was that the Best of Memphis or Memphis Most? I always forget. Memphis Most. Congratulations to our friend Steve Conley.
Who crew win tonight? They're in it.
I believe I owe lunch to for the Bears-Packers game, so I owe him the Bears. The Bears.
Dave, if you
all my Chicago teams.
Dave, if you want
just
to
going
bet
straight down the tube. No, I'm not one of thing. That's why I need the 13 runs.
Times are tough, aren't they?
I need the 13 runs. We're almost about ready to give this thing away, but I do want to let everybody know about about James Davis. Merely James Davis, not Merely.
He was close. Almost go legal 2 spots there.
Too many people around here. Getting distracted.
A lot of production assistants.
I have not touched the 34-degree north. I promise you. I've not had a sneaky puff or a barrel.
Be careful.
I have not. But I do know this. Man, they got the fall fashions going on at James Davis. The selection of 5-pocket pants, every fabric and fit. Well, it's outstanding. Seriously, you got a lot of choice. They got denim cotton, they got twill, they got brush cotton, they got wrinkle-free travel wool, and every one of those fabrics in these pants are in that stretch kind of deal. Whatever that stretch thing is, it goes with you no matter what you're doing. Those 5-pocket pants are the best. And then the brand new fall fabric for the Stant shirts is out there. And you know about this. This is the best shirt you'll ever put on your body. This is where 3 measurements, 9 days, $98 is where they start at, and the perfect fitting shirt. $98, and you get it right away. Oh, it's outstanding. And if, like, you're going to the Memphis game tomorrow and you're one of those guys that they make fun of because you look terrible, they've got this new thing James Davis does. It's a showstopper coat. It's a perfect fit, custom made to measure for just $6.95. And then they still got the deal of the Paul Battenley suits, which is my favorite thing. Normally $5.95 a suit, 2 for $7.95. This is that fabric. They got it in the tight and they got it in the traditional. Whichever you can fit in best, you're going to look like $1 million. And, of course, same-day alteration at James Davis Men's Store all the time. And the service beyond compare. Just get to the Laurelwood Shopping Center. It's fall. Go see the fashions at James Davis Men's Store.
Let's start the drawing. We'll start with the golf at Wedgwood for 4. Drawing being made.
And the winner is Rusty Hosford. Rusty Hosford has won the golf. The winner of
Niels,
the $50 gift certificate to where the Fat Man Rocks is Teresa Stone. Teresa Stone. The winner of the $50 gift certificate to the Butcher Shop is Bob Stewart. Bob Stewart is a winner. And the winner of the big one, the tickets to the Navy
and the
game,
great parking pass.
And the great parking pass and a great name from Memphis, Paul Gagliano is the winner of that. Wow. It was good talking to Paul a little bit earlier.
We'll have all that at the station where you can pick up by noon tomorrow. We'll have all that at the front desk.
Thank you for picking out those numbers.
Thank you. Very good. And we really appreciate everybody coming by today. We still have a few tickets left to give away to the Mid-South Fair. We'll give those just anybody that wants
Anybody who walks in wants tickets, boom, we'll give you 4 of them right there to you.
We've got 4 more to give away. And we didn't know all that for
we just did.
We just did.
Go take the family. Have fun, guys. Don't drink the product before you take your family, though. That's all I'm going to say.
But really fun day and great crowd.
This is a very valid text, and we haven't seen anything about it. But
shoulder tightness is what happened to Michael Walker.
Is that what it is?
Shoulder tightness is what is being reported on Twitter, but you know how teams are with injury.
Shoulder tightness there.
They're professional.
And Yachty's like, I don't think he can stand up straight after pitching 19 innings, catching 19. Can you imagine having to sit in the crouch at that age for 19 innings? Oh, my gosh. He's 57 and he's doing that. That's incredible. I just can't believe it.
Drew, I knew it'd be this bad, didn't you?
Honestly, I thought it'd be worse.
Well, we've got time.
He's pretty mild right now.
We've got time. The Cardinals getting that one. What if they fall to the wild card game?
The Brewers have scored 4 to start the game in Cincy. I'm kidding.
That's not accurate.
I'm kidding.
David, see, again, there you go with your credibility.
The game has started, though. The game has started.
Dave, your credibility's on the line. I didn't think you would do this. I mean, your hallmark has been accuracy. Reliability.
Every once in a while you slip up a little bit.
I mean, the next thing you're going to say is something like the Cubs will never lose another game or win another game.
Well, they won't be playing very many more after the next 4 games. We take the timeout. We're back in a second. We got crunch time and a whole lot more still to come here at the Spirit Shop. This is Sports Time with Wolo and Stats.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Amazing. It's kind of like being showered with cash from above, which would also be pretty amazing. It's so amazing that millions of people a year are getting their cash back matched. They just can't get enough. So whether it's raining down on your head or raining into your bank account, it's your cash back, and Discover is matching it. Discover Cashback Match. What are you waiting for? Learn more at discover.com/match.
Grizz Nation. Be the first to guarantee your seats to see the next generation of Grizzlies in the biggest games, the best matchups, and the best giveaways of the season. As all single game tickets go on sale Saturday, September 28th at 10 a.m. For details, call 901-888-HOOP or shop Grizzlies.com.
So guys, how many of you are guilty of using your wife or your girlfriend's shampoo in the shower? Quite a few, I imagine. Have you considered the importance of using a product designed for your hair? Yes, men's hair. After all, your hair is different. Dove Men Plus Care has created a hair care range designed to fortify men's hair and give it the care it needs to stay strong and healthy. Do your family and your hair a favor and get your own products. Dove Men Plus Care for stronger, more resilient hair. Available at Walmart.
Hey, Tiger fans, this is John Stacy of the Blue and Gray Show. You can hear Drew Barrett and I talk Tigers with Tigers every Sunday at 5 right here on Sports 66, 96.1, and 87.7. Drew, who do we got in the studio with us this week?
This week on the show, Dan Bartow will be in studio with John and I as we recap the Thursday night matchup against the Navy midshipmen and look down the road at Louisiana Monroe.
Thanks, Drew. We'll be here Sunday on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. The Blue and Gray Show, where we talk Tigers with Tigers.
Welcome back to Sports Time with Wolo Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brad Norsworthy.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back in. Final segment here at the Spirit Shoppe. Again, I gotta thank Eddie Connor.
Oh, we do. Thank
for
you
bringing us out here
all day. Put up with us.
Yeah. Chris Raby for joining us. Jeff Crane for coming out talking about not only tomorrow night, but the Memphis Madness that'll take place a week from tomorrow. Billy Briggs from La Maison, the antique store that's doing this gold.
Billy Tag helping out.
Gold, Billy Tag giving this these
Love
gold penny
Billy.
things.
Both
Absolutely.
Billys.
Isn't this gold penny thing cool?
Mm-hmm.
And TJ Reeves for joining us and taking all the abuse.
Again, here are the winners. Paul Gagliano, the winner of the 2 tickets to the Tigers game tomorrow night in the Great Parking Place. Bob Stewart, the winner of the Butcher Shop gift certificate. Teresa Stone, the winner of the Neal's gift card. And Rusty Hosford, the winner for 4 for golf at Wedgwood Golf Club.
And you pick it up at the station tomorrow by noon. Very good.
We'll have it all there. Give us till about 9:30, 10 o'clock, get awake and good, but it'll be there for you by noon for sure. Tomorrow night will be big, won't it?
Tomorrow night will be huge.
You'll just be with me briefly tomorrow, but understood. You got it.
I will.
You can be the magic of being at 2 places at one time tomorrow. you're gonna be all over the airwaves.
Did I ever tell you my favorite story was I was doing some sort of maybe it was a soccer game, all-star game.
Yeah.
That was shown on some network that no longer exists.
Yeah.
And it was shown in Hawaii. This is before I'd ever been to Hawaii. And a friend of mine was in Hawaii and calls me up and says, "I saw you, man. You're in Hawaii." And I thought, well, I've been to places I've never been before.
That's right.
That's a yogiism, isn't
it? That's close to it.
In the meantime, it's time for Crunch Time.
This is Geraldo. It is crunch time. You are looking live. It's crunch time. In your life, have you seen anything like that?
We'll take questions again for the student athletes at this time, please.
He's a professional. He's pretty classy for his age.
Crunch time, that's the frustrating part.
Little Penny could make some appearances this year.
Okay, I'm not huge into stats.
Has it always been this way?
It's crunch time, so I got a different mind state.
What's happening, big dog? How you doing?
Is this thing working?
Immediately when the buzzer sounds, he lets out this shriek.
He throw those ears for him. He was in stroke mode.
It's obviously crunch time.
Time for Taco Bell Crunch Time. Taco Bell, home of the crispy tortilla chips, topped with a double portion of either seasoned beef or shredded chicken, plus refried beans, nacho cheese sauce, reduced fat sour cream, guacamole, and a 3-cheese blend. Nachos Bel Grande, heaping portion of chips, topped with ground beef, tomatoes, beans, nacho cheese sauce, and a dollop of sour cream. Taco Bell, home to great food you get on your way home real fast, and they bring you crunch time every day. Dave, I learned today that late into the night, in the early hours of this day, I hate to second-guess Mike Schilt, but runners on first and second with 2 outs in the 19th, and you walk the bases loaded, in a tie game. Look, it was weird. Everybody was a little bit punchy. I think kind of gave away that game, and now tonight, if the Brewers win, pressure's on the Cardinals.
If the Cardinals lose this game in particular, you could see that lead down to a game and a half. And that would be very
stressful. The Cardinals have the tiebreaker. If there's a one-game playoff, game 163, to decide the Central, it will be Monday at Busch Stadium.
You want that?
Heck no.
Well, you just were saying you wanted it for everybody else.
For everybody else, Dave, not for me. I want to be entertained by them.
That's not selfish?
Well, a little bit here. Maybe a whole lot.
I want to be sure. I learned today, Vegas loves the Tiger basketball team. They are a pick to make the Final Four. They are 8-1 to win the whole title.
8-1.
The biggest favorite by Vegas is Kansas. Will Kansas and Bill Self be there?
Team.
I don't know. How about that, really? Because the rankings have not been all-pro Memphis. I feel better about Vegas, though, than the rankings. They know their stuff.
Much better.
8-1 to win the national title and to make the Final Four. We love you, Las Vegas.
I know why they don't. But I really think somebody like Bruce Marshall, seriously, should be on the college football playoff committee.
I'd be all for that. Especially with somebody like him with the historical perspective.
And a straight arrow for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I could have done without last night's 19-inning marathon. And look, if I've been a little punchy today, please understand that I stayed up trying to watch that. But I don't want anything changing with baseball. I don't want to settle it like we do at the minor leagues. I don't want to settle it like we do in T-ball. You play all night, regardless of the time of the year, the number of people on the roster. Last night had a 19-inning game, a 16-inning game. Fine. Leave it that way. In that Giants-Rockies game last night, they used 25 pitchers. That's a lot of calls to the pitch.
How long did that game take?
Oh, both of them were just glacial.
The story that I could have done without was this, and crazy stuff. Urban Meyer was
answered everything
on a show on WBNS radio in Columbus. It's saying that he was enjoying his work as a Fox and a Big Ten network analyst and as an Ohio State athletic administrator and instructor. I'm sure it wasn't an ethics course he was teaching, but he's teaching. Okay.
Challenge to that.
Co-host of this show on that station, Bobby Carpenter, not our guy.
No, the Ohio State linebacker.
He jokingly
his dad
asked,
was Rob Carpenter, running back for the Giants.
Is that right?
In the 70s and 80s.
He jokingly asked Meyer about rumors that he could succeed Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. Meyer replied, "No, that's not going to happen." I'm so sick of all these Urban Meyer sightings and he's going to be a Tennessee coach because he said it was a good job. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, he's everywhere. It's like John Gruden a few years ago.
Also, I guess the other thing, too, is Kyrie Irving with the Brooklyn Nets took an elbow in the face today, fractured the left side, facial fracture, left side of his face. He's day-to-day, though. I thought it would have been worse, but
then again,
Mike Conley played with a broken face, didn't he?
On day-to-day, but then again, aren't we all?
We are.
Yeah. What do you keep an eye on tonight?
Oh, I'm going to keep an eye on tonight for sure. Right now, what's going on in that game between the Diamondbacks and their top of the ninth? Cardinals have a man on, down 9-5. I'm not making this up. Look at that score.
I see it, Dave. You don't need to put it in my face.
5-0.
Seriously, you don't need to put it in my face. 5-0.
5-0. Brewers
before the Reds
first. Come on. They got a man out with only one out.
Come on, Reds. Quit living off the big red machine.
Wow.
Do something now.
If this keeps up, it's down to 1.5. Wow.
One where it matters. The all-important loss column.
Wow.
If you can figure out how to make up that half game, please tell me.
5-0.
I'm going to keep a close eye tonight on Brewers, Reds, and Cincinnati. I've seen enough already to repulse me. The end of this Cardinals game, speaking of repulsive, the Rays hosting the Yankees. Yankees trying to be the 1 seed. Rays just trying to be seeded. I'm going to keep an eye on Washington fans tonight as they really get that pound of flesh for fans. They gave the Raz treatment yesterday in the day-night doubleheader to Brian Harper, and I can't blame him. He had to sit there and kind of suffer that indignity with his Phillies being eliminated at Nationals Park in D.C. after he spurned the Nationals to sign with the big money Phillies. They've enjoyed it. I don't blame them. Cleveland must win on the south side tonight against the Chi Sox and late.
Oh, they killed them last night.
Late tonight. A's at Angels. A's are in, aren't they? We think.
I know that's a three-way battle for two teams.
Three good teams.
Yeah.
And you know, if Cleveland doesn't make it, does Terry Francona step away as they start to tear down and trade off and go that route again?
I hope not. I think he's terrific, and I think he's good for the game. I would be sad
He's been great.
if that was the case. I really would.
A lot of fun.
I'm not really watching anything tonight because I don't have a team anymore.
Going selfish again, huh?
You know what? I'm now driven to watch the Hurricanes and the Predators preseason hockey.
Knock yourself out with that one.
Let's go, Preds.
What? I'm never